We are now live! And I can't see anything. Actually, I think it's delayed. They're going to see it, and it's going to go live in a sec.
Well, we shall see, shan't we?
Mm-hmm.
Because I've just posted it on Twitter.
I'm going to put it everywhere.
I'm doing that on my Facebook, which will go to
Oh
my...
god, it's so weird seeing all of this. Like, I've got it up on my laptop, and then I've also got it up on my actual computer. So I'm seeing everything delayed on my laptop, and it's so freaky. Like, seeing myself talk out of line with what I'm saying is like, ah!
Oh, okay, so yes, we're live, we're cool. Even though it's delayed by I don't know how long.
Yay.
So, if anyone has any questions, shoot them at us. I have got a couple of guests for this live stream celebrating 3 years. We've got WHYBOY and the Blue-Haired Cyborg, so you can ask those guys questions as well as me. And
Yay.
I'm gonna try and promote this link in different places.
Yes, do that. That's right. Yeah. Don't fucking send me messages. Stupid phone.
God damn you, technology!
Yeah, my house phone first going off, making a horrible ringing sound. Now my cell phone.
Hi, Melee Mario 720. God, this is so weird.
Yeah, it is.
And we're off to a great start here on Jambareeqi's 3-year stream anniversary. Mr. Jambareeqi, how do you feel about all of this today?
Overwhelmed.
I'm
quite startled.
When you first started, did you ever think that you would reach this far? I sound like that announcer guy from The Legend of Korra.
Well, did you? Did you ever think you would make it this far? 3 years.
3 years. Not too sure if I had those hopes. But, yeah.
Pass him that Academy Award.
So we've got a question. In terms of recent animations, have any of you seen Song of the Sea? Yes, I have, and my review of it is on this channel. It is beautiful, it is amazing, it is stunning on so many levels. Go watch the review of it if you want to know more, because I actually don't remember what I said in it.
My experience with the film is Jambareeqi's review. I have not seen it myself. But hey, you know, apparently it's a thing.
Yeah.
I often need refreshing.
Yeah. I still need to see it.
F5, mate, F5.
Okay, so another question. Have you seen or heard of a stop-motion movie for adults called Hell and Back? I've heard of it. It definitely interests me. I don't know when it's coming out in UK cinemas, though, but I do want to see it.
Yes, I heard of it. I was planning on reviewing it this year for my Spooky Corner thing, but I couldn't get to a viewing of it anytime soon because I don't have the money for it and all that. So definitely next year we'll review Hell and Back.
Absolutely. Good idea. Have you seen it, Blue?
I heard about it 30 seconds ago in the chat. So no, I have not seen it.
Yeah, so Hell and Back is made by the same people who do Robot Chicken and all that. And that's that sort of same sort of humor. Basically, about two friends going down to hell to, I don't know, saving a girlfriend or something like that. That's what I gathered from the trailers.
Sounds a little bit like South Park movie.
I think that's what appeals to me, as someone who's completely madly in love with that movie.
Really? I'd not guessed.
I think I was quite subtle and discreet when it came to my opinion on that film.
Yeah. It was rather like subtle undertones.
I should be more enthusiastic next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's one thing I do notice about your reviews is that sometimes you are lacking a bit in enthusiasm. Get in here, A Hat 96.
There we go.
And give us more questions, because at the moment we're just sitting here
Yeah.
watching Jambareeqi
Yeah,
like try to promote this all over the place. You guys should be doing
I've-
it for us.
I've promoted as much as I can.
Yeah, I'm still just trying to go all over the place to promote this. And
All
also
right,
my
guys.
stuff as
Have
well.
any of us seen Hotel Transylvania? My answer: no. You guys.
I have. And I was planning on reviewing. I even like wrote up a review for it, but I just couldn't get the footage together and all that. So it's
Yeah.
not coming out this year.
I have seen Hotel Transylvania. I have mixed feelings about it. I was going to review Hotel Transylvania 2 this month because it's now out in UK cinemas, but I just don't have the time or the money.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
so,
always one of the things, isn't it? That money thing.
yeah. And I'm just trying to make this reviewing thing a job, so I have even less money to work with. I don't have any real jobs. Yeah.
I have a real job, but I need to work more hours and wait until my next paycheck.
I have a job, but I don't start until November. Late November.
Damn you, Christmas temp job.
Curse you!
Oh god.
Yeah.
At least it doesn't seem like we're lagging on the actual stream, but it looks like we're
Yeah.
lagging on my screen. Oh.
Okay, have you heard of YouTube poops?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of
I
Yu-Gi-Oh
have.
ones.
I used to have a friend who used to find YouTube poops so funny, and he would share them with me all the time. I just don't find them that funny at all.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't get them.
Some of them are
don't-
funny. Like, it just depends on how they're done. It's like with any sort of comedy sketch like that. If they're done well, they're funny. The problem is, most of them are poop.
Yeah.
I did see a really good. I don't know if it counts as a YouTube poop, but it was like I shared it on my Facebook. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was a really trippy Ed, Ed and Eddie video. It was just so twisted and it was just, but it was clever in the way they were putting it together. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. They're taking this existing footage and playing around and experimenting, and it looked really clever.
Yeah.
If that's YouTube poop, then that's good YouTube poop. That's my standard of YouTube poop.
Yeah. You need to stand up with these sort of things.
Yeah. The best one I've seen is one where like it's Yu-Gi-Oh! And Seto Kaiba is screwing over everybody in every single duel he ever has, and it's just him screwing every single person that he possibly could imagine in a duel, even ones he never actually duels.
Nice.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah. So we're good.
Keep the questions coming. We need floods of questions, or we're just gonna sit here with vacant expressions in our eyes.
Yeah. Well, we only have 7 people watching at the moment. Just let it wait. Just wait and let them come. And I'm still just sharing it around. Just got.
What was that like? There's no questions. I just switched off.
Yeah. There we go.
I feel like I need to move a little bit closer.
Just move my camera there. There we go.
My setout is really. Oh! Ow. I just cracked my knee very badly.
Ouch.
Come on, give us questions.
I'm trying.
Try harder.
Favorite actor? Ooh, that's a good one.
Mm. I don't really have a favorite actor. I've never been one to basically just remember actors' names and all of that. I mostly
Yeah.
just basing like my thoughts on just the movie overall. Even in my own reviews where I mention actors' names, I just mostly just say like, oh, let's see what the famous actor is in this IMDb. Oh, yeah, that's the famous actor. Put that into the script, and there
Yeah.
we go. If I could, I would just basically just be calling the people by their character names and not their actor names at all.
Yeah. Like, it depends for me because, like, live action actors, I'd have to say one of my favorites is Michael Caine. And not for, like, the typical reasons why everybody loves him. Because it's like, oh, my name is Michael Caine and all that. But he's got such a brilliant stage presence as well.
Mm.
And you can tell that he really puts his all into all of these roles that he does as well. And he just has that air about him.
Hmm.
For me, it has to be
Why I
someone.
really love him as an actor. And I've
Yeah.
seen a bunch of like workshops he did in the past. Like they were filmed, and he did like university acting courses and things like that as well. Like he taught people, and I've seen some of them on YouTube as well, and they're fantastic. Like that guy's breadth of knowledge is astounding. So I'd have to say he's my favorite.
I really like Michael Caine in Little Voice. Have you heard of Little Voice?
No.
No.
He plays this sleazy manager, and like he's horrible, but he's
Yeah.
so good at it. He gets so into the role. He's so fantastic. You end up hating him, but
Yeah.
that's the effectiveness of his acting. For me, it has to be an actor that has the ability to create the illusion that they are not that person whatsoever. And it's as if they're abandoning themselves and becoming this character and convincing you that in this universe this character actually exists. So I really like actors that are very versatile,
Yeah.
not just in terms of putting makeup on and stuff, being able to really get into that role and kind of convince people to think like that if you put the same characters that they've played before in the same room, you would actually think, oh, they're different people. I like those actors. Which you could put like, which would be funny if you put some of the bad actors in the same room. They all got the same characters.
Yeah.
Imagine a room full of Arnold Schwarzeneggers, all these characters in the same room. I want to see that.
Steve Buscemi.
Yeah.
Oh, he's really good.
Mhm.
He's like one of the saving graces for some of the bad Adam Sandler films.
Yes.
So
Okay,
another question is favorite video games.
Well, we got a Let's Player on the stream, so we'll let him answer
you go
first.
first.
Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess.
Oh.
I could play that game again and again and again and never get bored. It was my first proper Zelda game, and it took me like 3 years to actually get around to getting past with that fucking cat and that fucking fish right at the beginning of the game. But like, it's so dark, but it's so atmospheric, and it really gives you this feeling of despair and terror in the world of Hyrule. Which is like the whole point of it. Like, a load of people is like, oh, you know, Majora's Mask is the darkest Zelda game. Like, in terms of concept, a lot of it, yes. Especially when you go by the theory of Link's actually dead in it.
Yeah.
But Twilight Princess just has that urgency to it as well of everyone is going to die unless we can do this. And one of the main characters isn't even good. At least not at the beginning.
Yeah.
She's a total bitch.
Yeah.
But the characters all develop and they go far, and that's what I like in a story, never mind in a game. And the fact that Twilight Princess managed to encapsulate that so well, there's good reason why it's my favorite game.
Awesome.
Yeah, very nice.
What about you, WHYBOY? What's your favorite game?
My favorite game would have to be Kingdom Hearts.
Nice.
First up, I just love the mixture of Final Fantasy and Disney because as a kid, I was an animation sort of freak. I love Disney and all that. And just as a kid, I was mostly into Nintendo stuff. Like I had the Nintendo 64, GameCube, Game Boys, and all that sort of stuff. And then the PS2 comes along into my actual view. It's like, oh my god, Disney and Final Fantasy, and the game actually looks much harder than anything on my GameCube. So I basically just used that as a selling point for my parents. Like, Mom, Dad, I need this. These are actually hard games. And so when I played it, I just really loved it. I loved the story. I loved the real time like fighting action and all that. That's not the actual name for the fighting system, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like is the sequels of Kingdom Hearts. Like the sequels, the spin-offs, and all that. It just makes a story that should be so simple. Boy wants to save friends into something so convoluted and bullshit.
Yeah. Can't wait for all those Frozen memes when Final Fantasy 3 comes out.
Yeah. Oh, Frozen.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, for me, my favorite video games, first it would be Abe's Odyssey.
Mm.
Because of the awesome things you can do in the game, and it's very much it's almost strategic. You've got to think ahead, but at the same time you've got to be instinctive. So I really like that. I love the atmosphere, I love the colors. I just, like I said before, I really like the idea of possessing other characters, farting, making a character talk to other characters. That's really fun to me. So I love Abe's Odyssey, but another game that I really like is kind of obscure. It's called Warwind, and I've mentioned it before in other live streams. I think Warwind. With Warwind, you can play 4 different races, and they're all really strange. We've discussed this before in that podcast on video games.
Yeah.
So there's a race of bushes, pigs, and aliens with giant purple heads, and some hipster aliens, and it's all about uniting them together, but at the same time you can fight others, and it's a really cool game, and I got really into it, and it's kind of a bummer that I can't play it on my computer because it's really kind of old.
Yeah.
I'd love to get back to it because it was just really, really good. I really loved playing it. So another question is favorite TV shows you watched as a kid.
Well, for me, I made a whole video that's about 50 minutes long that listed my top 20 TV shows that are animated. So I can list the ones on top of my head: The Weekenders, Fillmore, Cyber 6, Futurama, The Simpsons, SpongeBob SquarePants, and there's a bunch of other ones. And just all those just had the same sort of thing. They were childlike innocence and all that. And also just really great animation. And when I say SpongeBob SquarePants, I mean the early seasons.
Yeah.
Although I did see a recent episode that was actually pretty funny. I can't remember what the episode was called, but it's basically SpongeBob as a crazy snail lady. Yeah.
I want this now.
Yeah.
I need it in my life.
So,
I'd have to say for me, it's going to be either Yu-Gi-Oh, because I loved watching that as a kid. I watch it now. I'm completely up to date with every single Yu-Gi-Oh episode that's ever been made. All 779 of them.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's actually not including Season 0 as well. But I loved that as a kid. And I still love it now. And the other one was Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue.
Oh, I loved that as a kid.
I had the Megabot, whatever it is. I've got Transformers.
I love the gesture you're doing to illustrate this.
Is it some kind of moose?
That's no moose I've ever seen.
Taylor, you should know. You're a Canadian.
Yes, I do know. I've never seen that sort of moose. Our meese up here are all proud.
I can't remember. I've got Transformers on the brain at the moment. Been watching some playthroughs of the new Transformers game, but the Megazord. That's it. I had like the Megazord and everything like that as a kid, which I used to play with all the time as well. So I really loved Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue as a kid, and Thunderbirds, the original. What about you, Mr. Jambareeqi?
Okay, I don't know where to begin because there's just so many. Because all I ever did as a kid was watch cartoons constantly.
Yeah, me too.
To the point where my parents thought, you know what, we're gonna take away the satellite television because he's not doing anything else except watching Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon and Fox Kids. So like, there's too many to list. There's Digimon, Invader Zim, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Johnny Bravo, Dexter's Lab, Powerpuff Girls. I could go on forever, really, to be honest.
I've seen all of those. I was exactly the same. And I didn't basically, my parents didn't take away satellite because we didn't have satellite. They basically said, like, between 3 and 4 you can actually watch TV. Every other time is homework time. But then that never lasted long.
So, I know, what's the next question? I need to scroll
Strangest
up a bit.
DVD or game that we own?
Ooh, for me...
Yeah.
Dog's the music.
I don't think the dog likes this. The dog, maybe the dog actually has a contribution.
Yeah.
I've got a really weird DVD.
Well, I do have a really weird DVD, so maybe he was just interrupting for me. It was basically one of my reviews. It's called Bands on the Run. It's the musical rubber band movie.
Wow.
And people who actually seen my videos, it's like the last video of my season 3, and it is as boring as you think it is, with the worst CG animation I've ever seen.
Oh, I had my hopes up.
Yeah.
I was hoping for a stop-motion one with actual elastic bands.
That would probably have looked better.
Probably.
Strange.
Think about this one.
I'm trying to think because some of them are kind of weird, but for the most part, I've talked about most of the ones already on my channel. I've reviewed most of the weird ones I own on DVD. I have an animated Abbott and Costello DVD somewhere. I can't off the top of my head. I have a weird CD still with me. When I was a kid, my parents took me and my brother onto like this safari trip, and you could put a CD into the car and it would narrate what you were seeing and it would put sound to it. I still have the CD. You can listen to this complete strange, just like narrating something you can't even see.
Nice.
No. I can think of like one other weird thing that I have in my collection. I got it at a dollar store. It's for a TV series that probably no one's ever heard of called Animalia. And the weird thing about it is, like, there's this alligator character on the front cover who basically wears a very low-cut top, basically tied around like this. Like, if it was actual high school girl, there would be boobs right there. It's basically an alligator dressed like a sexy schoolgirl.
No.
That's one of the weirdest things I have.
Ugh.
And I believe it's a more educational show, even though, like, the gorilla is green. Color completely green.
Misleading children everywhere.
Like, where are the green gorillas?
So, do you have any strange DVDs or CDs or games, Blue?
Da-ra-ra-ra.
Ah.
So weird, but so much fun. No, I don't really, honestly. I mean, you don't want to see what's on my hard drive, but that's not on DVD. God, I've seen some really weird anime. I don't have it on DVD, but I have the manga for it. I just haven't gone around to buying the DVD for it yet, but fully coolly.
Oh,
Because that is some of the most messed up, weird stuff I've ever seen in my life, and I love it. I love it so dearly. It's like you're going on an acid trip, but visually. Who needs drugs when you have Fully Cooley? That is the weirdest thing. I don't actually own it, but I really want to.
So another question is, what is the worst film you reviewed? A lot of you guys probably know this, but it's tiny robots. It's boring. Nothing happens for 45 minutes except people talking to each other. It's terrible. It's the only film I've ever given 0 out of 5 to.
Yeah. I would have to actually rethink like what's my worst one, because I usually like to say it's Tentacolino, In Search of Titanic movie. That's basically the sequel to not the Legend, the other animated Titanic movie. Because I definitely need a sequel. It's I consider it the worst because it's not only boring, but the animation is just so bright and colorful it basically hurts my eyes. It's so annoying. It has this stupid, like, flamboyant gay character. Like, hello!
Hello, darling!
yeah, exactly like that. And it's just total crap. And just makes the whole Titanic thing... It's just another slap in the face of Titanic as well. The last movie just said they all survived because of whales! And now Atlantis!
That's the question. How does Aquaman control them? They're not fish.
Yeah.
Mind blown.
And
So,
that's
what's the worst film you've seen?
Yeah, well, I haven't started my review series yet, so I can't really say. Worst movie I've ever seen has to be a tie between The Last Airbender and Dragon Ball Evolution. Because absolutely, like, as movies stand alone, they're so goddamn awful. But when you're such a fan of the source material as well, it's like, right, here's some salt. I'm just gonna like pour that all over that wound, like rub it right in there. Oh, that hurts. Just watching those films, it hurts. The only thing that made Dragon Ball Evolution bearable the second time I watched it was the fact that I was watching it with Team 4-Star's riff tracks on it.
Nice.
So it was them ripping into it for me, and it's like, I greatly appreciate this.
Yeah.
And it kind of adds a bit of serenity back into my life.
I think we've all answered that question, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so another question is, what do you think of the Back to the Future trilogy?
I have not seen most of the Back to the Future movies. I haven't like really finished the first one at all, so I can't really say anything on that. I will say hello because I see your comment before as it seems that Dawson's Creek is back. I get a few comments sometimes about Dawson's Creek saying that maybe I'm a lookalike or something. I haven't seen Dawson's Creek.
You should.
Back to the Future trilogy for me, it's been a while since I watched them. I've not actually watched the third one all the way through, but I have watched the first one lots and lots of times. But still, I like it memory-wise, but I need refreshing, to be honest, because it has been a while. And I think it's because I don't have a TV, and if you don't have a TV, you don't see Back to the Future, because Back to the Future is on every single day on ITV. It's just always on.
Well, they've been doing a marathon of it today.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. So I need to rewatch them. I have been considering reviewing them. It's just finding the time. I might do it in 2017 if I find the space. I'm so bugged up. So yeah, memory-wise, the first Back to the Future, I really enjoyed it. The second one, I really liked it because it got bizarre, really bizarre, and it kind of played with your head, and you're like, what, okay, now we're doing this, now we're doing that. What? Okay. It had the same kind of strange silliness as like the second SpongeBob movie, in terms of like, now we're doing this, now we're doing this, kind of, which made it kind of fun. But again, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Blue, your thoughts on Back to the Future?
Has a nice train in one of them. I did like that train. I also like the idea of hoverboards, but I haven't particularly seen them. Really?
Just like me.
Yeah, I'm not exactly a movie buff. I've seen very few films, really. Um, I I love the concept behind it and the way it was implemented. Like from all the bits of it I've seen and everything, I really enjoyed. I do need to go and watch them eventually. I might do that tonight or tomorrow. But I think that it does get a bit silly at times. And I also think that I'm very disappointed in our future. And that's not what the actual Back to the Future said it would be.
It's kind of close, sort of, in a way.
Not really. You know, like College Humor did a brilliant video on it the other day.
Yeah, that was really depressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It just kind of got me thinking, like, wow.
You suck!
But yeah, it's not all sunshine and rainbows and unicorns shitting happiness.
Why would they shit happiness? Why?
So another question is, have you seen the series Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared? I have seen the first 2 or 3, and they're really fun. They're like subverted versions of Sesame Street that get really nightmarish and creepy, and they're really fun, but at the same time terrifying.
Yeah.
Sparkly hearts.
I've seen all of them, and I think they're all very creative. They have excellent puppeteering work.
Definitely.
There's actually a lot of thought put behind them because they each have a theme sort of thing. Creativity, creativity, time, and the latest one is actually nutrition. I believe some people would say because it's all about like eating good stuff and all that. Because the last one was on all about the internet, and that was a really weird one.
I've seen the first 2, and I just kind of I watched them, and I was like, eh. That was literally about it. It's like,
Yeah.
it's all right. Like,
Yeah.
it's not brilliant. Like, it's funny-ish, but it's kind of like they're trying too hard to be weird.
Yeah, I would feel that's the biggest problem in the later like Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, is that they're trying too hard. Because now they're like they have to like keep doing the same ideas.
Yeah, it's like, be a bit weird, be a bit subversive. Cool. I enjoy that sort of thing. But when you're trying so hard, and sometimes that ends up ruining the rest of the work that you put in. And that's kind of what it felt like a little bit to me.
Yeah.
So another question is, do you think there are too many superhero movies?
Never. We need more. More. Marvel, where's stage 20 already?
I personally don't have a strong opinion on it because I've never been the one for superhero movies. So I can't really just say it's like, oh, there's too many of them. Like these movies that are not for me and not to my taste, they should be 0 of them. But superhero movies I've seen have been pretty top quality, I should say. So I just say like, if they're good movies, then there can be as many as they want to be.
Yeah, I agree. To be honest, yeah, I'm the same. I'm not crazy about superhero movies, but ones I've seen have been pretty fun. Some have been a bit terrible. So they're just movies to me. They're not a new revolutionary thing. They're still storytelling. They're still filmmaking to me, and each one has the opportunity to entertain and be profound. So yeah, I'm not really that fussed about it. I just don't know which one to pick next.
Yeah, it's just not a very smart thing to do to basically think, like, we should have less of this genre or subsection of movies, and we should have more of this one. Let's just have, like, top quality movies come out with, like, whatever genre they are.
Definitely, absolutely.
Yeah, like, I enjoy the whole concept of superheroes and everything like that. But I'm kind of one of those ones where it's sort of, if you're gonna try and go with something with such a deep history and such a deep amount of background material, don't cock it up like Iron Man 3, where they just kind of like name pinched a couple things and made a completely different thing that's never been in it in the slightest before, which is stupid. Because Iron Man with Extremis is amazing because he can interface with technology remotely through his brain. It's like, how awesome is this? Isn't this? The go hard and explode. So, yeah, like, I think the problem, like, there shouldn't be less superhero movies and there shouldn't be more superhero movies. Like, I think it's just kind of like fun and they're building up a lore that's been building for so long in the comic books. So I think it's great to see that in another medium. But I don't think people should get so completely wound up about it as well. Like WHYBOY says, if they're not for you, don't watch them. It's just as simple as that.
There's still original movies out there. They're still getting produced. It's not like they've become obsolete or rare. They're still there.
There's tons of them.
Absolutely.
If anything, more than ever.
Absolutely,
yeah, exactly.
definitely.
Because it could become a lot more easier for filmmakers to come out there to bring out their ideas.
Yeah, exactly. And
far less expensive.
Yeah. So, if anything, the amount of money coming into cinema from all these superheroes is actually in some ways helping to develop the film industry to allow other films to come out as well. Like funding these studios to make a superhero movie, but then they might go off and produce something else as well.
Yeah.
You know, just because they're popular doesn't mean they're a bad thing.
So another comment is, hey, I'm a fairly new sub. Any reviews you recommend I watch? I think this is directed to me. It kind of depends on what you're looking for, to be honest. But if I was to recommend the ones that I'm most proud of and say, oh, go for that one, that definitely represents what I do, I'd say my Hop review, my Cars Life 3 review, my Guardians of the Galaxy review, and my South Park movie review. Definitely that bunch, start off there. But if you're looking for something particular, just message me and I'll be able to look through. Off the top of my head, I've done like, I don't know how many videos, almost 200, so I don't know.
Right, there's playlists. Go to season 1 and just start.
Yeah, I'd say just go all the way to my backlog and just start from there.
Or just like pick a title that you see which interests you. It's like, oh, I like this movie. Let's see what Jambareeqi thinks about it.
Yeah. Starts going to the search. There's an actual search on YouTube pages, so actually go on that and start to think about your favorite films and type them in and see if I've actually reviewed them. And there you go. So, and the next question is, have you... Wait.
The next one's actually favorite Don Bluth movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Favorite Don Bluth movie.
I don't know who Don Bluth is.
All Dogs Go to Heaven guy, Land Before Times, American Tail.
I loved Dawn Before Time. Oh yes, that was him who did it. Yeah, I loved Land Before Time when I was a kid. I don't know why they're still making them, but I loved them when I was a kid.
Yeah, they made it up to Land Before Time 14.
I thought it was more than that now. I thought it was like 17.
God damn, right? Yeah, a little bit more than that.
It's a weird amount. Yes, now I remember. It was Anastasia.
Oh, right.
For some reason, I loved that film as a kid as well. Probably because it was so dark. It looked like a Disney film, but really subversive in the fact that it was so dark, and it was like, let's just murder this person outright. And I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. I enjoy murdering people.
It's not like your same sort of typical Disney film, is it? Like, it's still like Disney princess-esque, but it's grittier in a way, but not too bad sort of thing.
You see, the thing for me when it comes to Don Bluth is that, much like the Back to the Future trilogy, I need to go back, and what I've been trying to do this year is trying to review a lot of Don Bluth movies. I do plan to do all of them over time because I want to go back, and there's some that I've not seen, particularly the ones that people say are terrible. So I need to go back, and then once I've seen them all again, then I'll be able to officially say, oh, that's definitely my favorite. But For now, I would say The Secret of Nim is my favorite I've seen so far, with a refreshed mind. But I grew up with An American Tail and The Land Before Time, so they mean something to me, but it's been a long time. I've not seen them since I was a kid. I do remember the first American Tail depressing me and scaring me. That's what I mainly remember from that one. But I'm interested to go back to it and see what I think of it as an adult. And Land Before Time, I remember loving that and watching it again and again and again and again. So again, I'd like to see what I think of that nowadays. I'm terrified about seeing ones like Rockadoodle and a troll in Central Park.
A trout in Central Park.
Who would have thought there'd be a trout in Central Park?
Walking, talking trout. That'd have been a horrible movie for my first review.
It's not as good as All Dags Go to Heaven.
Or Titan Bay.
Well, if anyone's actually seen my channel, I've reviewed a lot of what people would consider the worst of the Don Bluth movies: Thumbelina, The Pebble and the Penguin. My first one is The Troll in Central Park. So I am much more endowed with wisdom when it comes to Don Bluth, but not in a pompous way. The best one I would say, the one All Dogs Go to Heaven. And actually, me and my family watched The Secret of Nim recently. My parents did not like it very much. They found it actually very dull in a way. Yeah, that's different strokes, because The Secret of Nim is supposed to be like one of Don Bluth's masterpieces, but some people could just find it boring. Different taste, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next question is, have any of you seen Dead Leaves? It's from the creator of Panty and Stocking. I have seen Dead Leaves, but it was a long time ago, but I remember being just... My main response was, what the fuck? It's just... I didn't get it, and it was just a really fast, crazy, silly ride. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know what to make of it afterwards, so I don't know what I'm going to think of it now.
The fact that it's by the guy who did Panty and Stocking quite interests me. I've just brought it up on the IMDb. I think I'd probably quite like this movie. So I have no idea, but I'm hopeful for when I do eventually watch it.
Well, I have never seen it, and I'm not really planning on seeing it. Because mostly I'm just working on my own sort of Halloween videos, so I don't have time to watch any movies.
Yeah.
So the next question is favorite adult cartoon. So favorite cartoon for adults.
Futurama, I would say. Even though it's more leaning towards family friendly, but it's a little bit better than.
For me, I would say it's like young adult or teen. I'd see it as kind of that, or maybe our age. I see it as like our age because of the age range of the characters. That was the creators' intention. Because they thought, we don't want to do another family. We want to do something for younger people.
Yeah.
And Jambareeqi interests me about the show.
Jambareeqi, we are adults.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've forgotten this.
Yeah, I was about to say
that. But we are adults.
Yeah, we're all 20-somethings.
I know we don't feel like it most of the time.
I definitely don't.
I know we don't act like it most of the time, but we are technically adults.
So yeah, Futurama.
Futurama's mine.
Yeah.
The same. It's weird because you could say it's for adults, but at the same time, I would let kids watch it. So it's maybe it's for everyone. Futurama's are good for everyone. So you could
rated E for everyone.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really watch cartoons. I don't really watch.
How dare you?
I know. Alright. I just watch either anime or play video games. I haven't really watched TV in a while. So, Legend of Korra? I don't know. Archer's supposed to be really good. I'm really interested in seeing Archer. It's supposed to be very subversive in a way as well, so I really want to watch that. So I guess you could say that one for me.
You really haven't seen it?
I know. What can I say? A guy's busy at university.
It's my favorite without even seeing it.
Don't have to see it, you know.
So, yeah, we're going to go with Futurama, and the next question is, have you guys seen Coraline? I'm reviewing Coraline next, and my review of Coraline will be up this Friday, hopefully, if not Saturday or Sunday, kind of like that range. And there's going to be a special guest at the end of my Coraline video that you can look out for, so stay towards the end. It was a really fun thing to shoot. So yeah, waiting
for ages.
So I'm not going to say anything about Coraline until that comes out. And I'll take my headphones out for now while they talk about it.
However, American Psycho, that's another one that you can look forward to watching if you like Coraline, because he's just cock-teased it.
Yeah. Well, I've actually reviewed Coraline, and I'll save my thoughts for if people want to actually see that. I have my whole like Halloween special spooky corner thing, and I basically reviewed that for my first one. It's a movie that I like, but has some issues to it. Mainly in the third act of it, because of its transfer from book to movie. Because it feels more video gamey to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, Coraline's good, but it could have been better.
I haven't seen it. Next question.
Well, if Jambareeqi's not going to listen to us.
Yeah.
Okay, right, so you're done?
Yep.
Okay, so the next question is... I can't find it. Oh, have you thought of reviewing Seth MacFarlane's hit movie Ted? I have thought of reviewing it, but I've not found the space. I've really not found the space. I'm tempted to. I'd like to talk about it. It's one I've not seen before, so it's fresh material.
Taking a lot of liberties with the terms hit and movie there. A lot of liberties.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought of looking at it mostly for like reference for if I ever reviewed Family Guy, just to see what Seth MacFarlane's work is outside of Family Guy. But I never got the chance to see it.
It's like sitting on my DVD rack and I still haven't watched it. And it's been there for about 3 years. Goes to show just my level of interest.
Yeah, I got a bootleg copy in my room as well.
This isn't even a bootleg copy, it's like the proper official and everything. It's just like, it's been sat there, then I went off to university, then I went and moved to another country. So, you know.
Yeah.
So the next question is, have any of you seen The Room? I've not seen it, but I've seen reviews of it, and I want to go to a live experience of watching it. It looks really fun.
Yeah.
I've watched it with my
You're
friends
tearing me
multiple
apart,
times.
Lisa.
You're just a chick. Chip, 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 chip.
I did not hear. I did not.
Yeah, it's much funner to watch the movie when people actually get all of like the jokes and all that. When you have a whole long tracking shot of the bridge go, 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 go.
I love that. Hey, Mark, that's a personal question. By the way, Mark, how's your sex life? What? What?
Yeah, The Room is definitely one of those movies that is great to watch with friends.
Yeah. I still have an got a damn good idea about all of it.
Yeah.
So the next question is, which is better, Family Guy or South Park? I'm immediately going to say South Park.
South Park.
I really can't stand Family Guy.
I haven't really watched much of either, but from what I have watched, South Park by not even like a mile or a country mile. It's kind of like the difference between here and the moon.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, I've seen some recent episodes of Family Guy and just been disgusted by them.
Yeah. I think
that's such a strong word to use for this.
I know what you mean, because I think one of my major problems with the show is that it wants to shock and offend while also being sentimental, and the end result is this really bizarre tone that just whiplashes constantly. It's like, oh, so you're meant to make me laugh? Oh, you want to make a point? Oh, what is your tone? Yeah, I just don't like Family Guy at all. I used to I like some of the older episodes, before it became aware, oh, we're really big now, and before it was trying too hard, I like some of those when they were just like
Simpsons.
When Family Guy was just a funny sitcom about a family, that it was fine. But then once it became popular, I don't know what happened, but it became really unbearable.
Really did.
It's the trying too hard syndrome again.
Yeah.
So the next question is, have you heard of Michael Rosen?
No.
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 We've not. Neither of us. We don't really have an opinion on him.
Mario, if you could post in the chat who he is, then we might be able to figure it out.
Yeah,
but,
who is he?
Yeah.
So the next question is, what do you think of Lindsay Lohan and Kanye West running for presidency within the next few years or so? I don't have an opinion. Once Donald Trump started running, I just thought, well, the bar's been broken. Anything's possible now.
Yeah.
That stupidity level is over 9,000.
Yeah. Well, I think it's basically making the United States more of a reality show country.
So everything that's been happening over the past decade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just making the United States even more of an embarrassment.
Yeah, and you live the closest to it, so you're going to be most affected.
Yep.
It's like
Because you're also in the North America trade bloc.
Fuck you, United States.
Half your face blushes.
Oh god, like Kanye West is only doing it for Kanye West.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
that attention constantly in his life. Like I think that he has to wake up and have 2 hours of his ego boosted every day in order to be able to survive. He doesn't eat, he just has his ego fed. And that's how he lives. And I think he thinks that being the president will mean he can overshadow and actually be the biggest rock star in the world, because, you know, apparently The Who wasn't big enough. And then Lindsay Lohan is just Lindsay Lohan, she's an absolute idiot.
Yeah.
So, you know, want attention so she can get more drugs.
Yeah, just trying to make herself relevant again, basically.
Which hasn't happened since, what, 2003?
Yeah. Yeah, no one gave a shit about her before she announced her presidency.
Burned.
So another question is, what bands and artists are you guys into? I like Bjork, Beck, Maximum the Hormone, Peter Gabriel. I like lots of things really. Aphex Twin. There's lots. Yellow.
So many.
Yeah. The Residents.
I like
You guys?
Oasis.
Yeah.
Oasis is good. Or at least it was. And then everything went to shit. And then Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds turned out, and they were really good. I absolutely love AC/DC. Iron Maiden. Led Zeppelin is one of the bands that like really got me into music as well. I absolutely love them. And like more recently, bands like Shinedown. Absolutely freaking love them. And Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have quite an eclectic taste in music, which mostly focuses around rock. Also, I fucking love Ninja Sex Party.
Yeah, I love Ninja Sex Party too.
Like, they're just so funny. Like, them and Tenacious D, like, two of the biggest bands that I love. Because I've just had a massive kick for parody rock at the moment. Oh, and Steel Panther. The three of them together is just like the trinity of parody rock. It's so much fun. Which is funny because Ninja Sex Party, a couple of their songs were played at Alcon during the rock night, including Everybody Shut Up, I Have an Erection. Which was immense fun to dance to.
Yeah. I really would want to dance to that now.
It's so much fun.
For me, I'm not really into like most artists that are actually on like CD and all that. I've been mostly into like YouTube artists, like Ninja Sex Party and Nate Wants to Battle. Like those are the two ones that I listen to all the time now. I even have like a whole YouTube playlist just filled with more like what would you call them? Not covers. Yes, covers, whatever.
Yeah.
Covers from famous YouTubers, just basically doing songs.
Nice.
Mostly from Nate Wants to Battle. Your favorite favorite Ninja Sex Party. There's another guy has a YouTube channel named Paint, something like that, and he does like really funny ones. And yeah, that's not the music guy. YouTube music guy.
YouTube music guy. Hey, it's still music.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so the next question is, what is your opinion on the fact that Pixar is going to release nothing but sequels in the next few years? I'm fine with it, absolutely fine with it. I think the thing that as a bad thing undermines the concept of sequels in general, because there have been classic movies that are sequels, and sequels have the potential to build on the original and to go to different places and create new things. So I think it's fine. I think, and I have a lot of trust in Pixar as well because they've made some fantastic sequels before. So I'm not too bothered about it. I just think, oh, some more Pixar films. That's great. Let's hope they're going to be good.
Yeah. If you want an example, like of good movies, like it wasn't Pixar, but Shrek 2.
Yeah.
When that came out, like that's a brilliant film, which was a sequel. So this is Pixar we're talking about. Okay, maybe they've mucked up a couple times, but I'm really looking forward to Incredibles 2.
Yeah, I think we're all just looking forward to the sequels in a way, but just the word sequel has just become like a bad word for a lot of moviegoers now.
I know, it's kind of a shame, really, because so many films deserve them, and then so many films get them that don't. It's become like a taboo word. It's like, this thing was good. We must instantly protect it forever.
Yeah.
It's like, guys, you don't have to be like that. You know, if they want to expand on the lore, let them. You know, so sequels aren't necessarily. I think that they could do so much good stuff with these franchises that still hasn't been done yet, and I think they've been deliberately holding off because this stigma against sequels and the such. So for them to be able to go, you know what, screw it, yeah, we'll do what we want. We'll make sequels of these films that we love. I'm okay with that. I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, admittedly, some of them sound kind of like stupid ideas, like Finding Dory.
I'm kind of looking forward to that one.
I kind of look forward to it at the same time. It's like, that one doesn't need expanding on because it wrapped up so perfectly.
Oh, yeah.
It just feels weird to like push more of Dory, because didn't Dory like finish her story by the end of the first movie?
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
I started to remember.
I read that the director was a bit afraid of how he left Dory's plot, and he kind of thought, I want to reassure myself that Dory's going to be okay.
Yeah,
considering her condition.
Like, personally, I thought it was a brilliant ending for all the characters, but
yeah, I thought it was fine. Left it open in a way that you could see like their story continues on after the movie, sort of thing.
Yeah. But I'm not bothered by the fact that they're releasing sequels. Like, go ahead. The Pixar movies, they're probably gonna be good. Again, they've mucked up in the past, but which production studio hasn't?
Yeah.
You can't really
every studio has their hiccups.
Exactly.
You can't expect everyone to be perfect 100% of the time. Even Disney is not perfect.
And Perfect Cell wasn't. He got beaten by Gohan.
Yeah. Anime reference.
So the next question is, have you seen South Park Imagination Land? I have. Again, it's one of those great South Park trilogies. I love all the references to all the different characters and how they end up in the same universe, and it's a really fun trilogy. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember thinking this is pretty awesome and epic, and it has some highlight moments. So yeah, I like Imagination Land.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. End of.
Yeah, I've seen it, but I have nothing to add to what Jambareeqi said.
Okay, next question. So the next question, I just scrolled.
Bronies one. What do you think of kids getting bullied for being bronies, basically? I think it's wrong and stupid.
Yeah. I think just being anyone bullying anyone for anything is stupid.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't make it special that they're bronies.
No, like
bullying.
Yeah, like there's, in a sense, singling out the fact that people are bullied for being bronies is still singling them out.
Yeah, that's not really helping the problem.
No, it's
Oh,
like
that's a victim of bullying. Oh, that's a brony being bullied.
yeah. So like
Yeah,
it's the
bullying
same
in
sort of
general is bad.
yeah, exactly.
I think that's the main people want to say.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Well, it's like when you're talking about racism. It's like, what do you think we should do to combat racism? Stop making it a big deal. Like, you just bring it to the forefront again and again and again. And when you're saying, "Oh, hey, you know, like this group of people is being bullied," it's like everyone gets bullied. I was bullied for a very long time. You know,
Me too.
like there's nothing to separate people who get bullied from each other. Not the reasons why or anything like that. It's just a case of they're simply a victim of bullying, and that's wrong in its own right. So to put a twist on that question, I'll rephrase it to: do we think it's wrong for people to get bullied for the things that they really enjoy? And again, that's a no, because it doesn't have to be My Little Pony. It could be anything, and it still doesn't change the answer of it's wrong and it shouldn't happen.
Yeah, for any sort of like bullying like aspects, people in schools just get the wrong idea that we have to teach the bullies just to not to bully at all. But if they know, the bullies know it's a bad thing they're doing, pushing the kids around, teaching them that it's a bad thing to do, doesn't do anything. You gotta teach the victims that it's all right to talk to people, all right to open up and just basically fight back in their way, whether it be physical or using their voice. And I am one of those people that says you should be able to like punch your bully if they're just not trying to harass you.
Nope.
Even though that's not a very popular thing to say.
All right.
Punch.
Falcon punch.
So,
Hey, I did that to my bully.
so
That's
the
what-
next question is: have you ever seen Fistful of Dollars for a few dollars more, or The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly?
No.
I have seen A Fistful of Dollars. I actually watched it after watching. I think it was based on Yojimbo. Yeah, it was. It was based on Yojimbo. So I watched them back to back. It was a really interesting experience for me, because when I was watching A Fistful of Dollars, I was like, oh, so that's how they took what they did in Yojimbo and put it in a Western context. That's kind of cool. So anyway, I don't remember much of it, but I do remember the experience of watching it back to back with Yojimbo and finding it interesting.
Haven't seen any of them. Next question.
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Compliments
so what-
here as well. We've got Jambareeqi. Congratulations on your 3-year anniversary.
Thank you.
And WHYBOY, apparently your voice sounds a lot like Seth Green, and I would definitely take that as a compliment.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
Use that to your
we found out who
advantage.
Michael Rosen is as well. He's a poet who's...
You're going on a bear hunt. Huh. I think I've heard of that.
I'll have to look that up after this live stream.
Oh, I think. Yeah, I remember the bear hunt one. Yeah, I remember my parents reading that to me.
Yeah.
Where
So
was
thank
it
you,
from?
Melee
I can't
Mario.
remember.
We kind of have an idea now.
Yeah, again, I can't remember where I heard it though. Now it's gonna bug the shit out of me. And let's just go to the next question. What do you think of Disney XD's new cartoon series, Pickle and Peanut? I have not seen it. I've seen a clip of it. It just looks so stupid.
I didn't even know there was one. I didn't know this thing existed until now.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember what it was animated like. You guys ever seen the show Coconut Fred's Fruit Salad Island? It basically kind of looks like that.
Haven't seen it.
No.
Only a sin.
I think didn't Mysterious Mr. Enter review one of the new episodes of Pickle and Peanut? I think.
Yeah,
I think
so,
that's my
too.
only connection to it. I just know that he's reviewed that recently.
Yeah, maybe I'll be looking at it sometime because it's a 2015 show, I believe, and I plan on doing like a top 10 2015 cartoons.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah.
So the next question is, what do you think of Disney coming out with a new set of live-action adaptations based on animated classics? I'm going to go back to my points from before. I think every film has the potential to do anything really, and I don't have a problem with reboots or remakes, to be honest, because again, there's the opportunity to do something new, to give it a twist, to take it in different directions. So like, I don't think like, oh, this is terrible, this is ruining the old film. It's like, no, this is a chance to make another film. There's a chance at the same time that it's going to be a bad film. There's a chance it's going to be a retread, but I don't think we should immediately dismiss the potential straight away, because there's still that potential there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like. Go on.
Yeah, I'm just going to like answer it from like more a business perspective. Like, what is Disney thinking of making all these sequels and reboots? Like, it's obviously done some sort of like revitalizing their franchises, revitalizing the Jungle Book and all those sort of things to make people interested in them. And again, you put out basically a live-action movie to make people interested in the animated one. That sort of thing. So from a business perspective, I can understand why Disney is doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, any other thoughts, you guys, on that?
I have absolutely no problem with it. I mean, personally, I haven't seen the movie, but Maleficent is basically, it's a prequel, and it gives you an idea on like, you know, where Maleficent is coming from on this and where she's going with this, and then leads into. So, I have absolutely no problem with that. And if more happen like that as well, where it doesn't directly affect the animated classic, but again, like WHYBOY says, will then pique interest again in going to see the animated classic, or could then pique interest in the books and the original source material, then great, and it makes perfect business sense as well. But, like, again, this is back to the Pixar thing. I don't think we should really be begrudging studios for deciding what to do with their products.
Yeah.
We shouldn't begrudge it before it's even been made. We should just, as reviewer, like as you guys as reviewers and me wanting to do a review series soon, we shouldn't begrudge it before it happens, because that's like judging a baby before it's born. You wait till it's born.
Really an allegory.
Why not allegory? Why not judge a book by its cover?
Before it's... As one does.
One does, you know. Well, what I mean by how stupid it is, though. Like, why would you judge a baby before it's born? Like, you have nothing to base it on. It's like,
you
okay,
stupid baby, you can do anything with your life.
You've got nothing to base it on. It is a completely baseless sort of foundation for things, which is my point entirely. So there's no point in begrudging them beforehand. Wait until it's finished before you say it's stupid or ugly.
Yeah.
Not that babies are ugly and all that, but
yeah, but that baby is useless. it just got born. It hasn't done nothing with its life.
So the next question is, what are your thoughts on the Family Guy Simpsons crossover episode? To be honest, it's all the worst parts, all the worst elements of the new Simpsons episodes and new Family Guy episodes just put together. And it's interesting seeing the Simpsons characters merge with the Family Guy humor as an experience. That's kind of interesting. Yeah. But at the end of the day, the only highlight is the fight between Peter and Homer. That was a cool bit, but that's about it. The rest of it was very mundane and very aggravating.
Yeah.
They've got such different tones. It was kind of like putting them together was kind of like
it was
kind of it clashed.
Yeah, like
too
the
much.
Simpsons. The Simpsons and Futurama one worked a lot better because more of their comedy styles fit together.
Yeah.
I mean, Family Guy and American Dad, they're both Seth MacFarlane ones, so you could easily just mesh together, no problem.
Yeah.
But the Simpsons and Family Guy
humor. Yeah.
It was a weird experience. Experience.
Almost weirder than the Guillermo del Toro opening for one of the Treehouse of Horrors.
Oh, that was cool. I love that one.
Weird, but awesome.
So, do you guys have any other thoughts on that crossover?
Shouldn't have happened. But I'm sort of glad it did happen, because then it highlights the fact of, you see?
This is why you don't make stupid ideas. Yeah, I didn't actually really see it. I just thought from the beginning, it's like, oh, this is going to be a train wreck waiting to happen.
This is why you judge babies after they're born.
Well, Well, I didn't really judge it. I just mostly just thought like, yep, that's not gonna work for Seth MacFarlane in his favor. Because I'm just looking from a writer perspective. It's two different comedy styles.
Yeah.
It's not easy to like merge together seamlessly.
No,
Unless
like
you,
it can be done, but this
Yeah,
just
but in this case, it just overlapped the other family. It just overlapped The Simpsons.
yeah.
So the next question is, which is the worst YouTube ranter? Confused Matthew, Gubtil89, or Ben the Looney? I've never heard of those people, and I tend to watch YouTube ranters that are good. So...
Yeah. Let's look for a bad one.
Yeah, let's look for like a guy I'm gonna get really aggravated at, and I'm gonna like spend my time screaming at the screen. Yeah, I'm gonna look for one of them.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
don't know,
let's flip the question around. Let's like, what are the ranters that we actually watch?
I watch myself in the mirror every day ranting.
I think the only ranter I watch is Giguk.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah, Jambareeqi, I think you're the only ranter I really pay attention to.
Yeah, technically I'm a ranter too for how long my videos are.
Yeah, like I don't watch much in the way of review stuff or rant stuff or anything, so literally you guys are the two who I watch. Like
out of context, that's hilarious.
I
just watch you through your windows.
You smell different when you're awake.
Yeah, for me, I watch different sort of like ranters and like people. Like I watch a lot of like YouTube atheists sometimes, just so it's the like. I watch Thunderfoot, The Amazing Atheist, Jacqueline Glenn. I used to watch Mr. Repsion and all those sort of ranters because I just mostly like them because they keep me informed of all like the more political topics, even though they're not Canadian political topics.
Yeah.
Which would be a lot better, but no one's talking about Canadian political topics that I know.
Not even the Canadians. Let's face it, the Canadians haven't even been talking about this election much.
No, not really.
Only Donald Sutherland and Mike Myers did.
Yeah. Oh yeah, John Oliver. I'm not sure if he would be a ranter, but I watch him all the time. So yeah, that's my ranters.
Yep. No, I haven't seen Steven Universe.
Yes, the next question is, have you seen Steven Universe? Blue hasn't.
I want to
see it. I want to see it so bad. Everyone keep telling me to see it.
Yeah, Gravity Falls and Steven Universe, like going back to Melee Mario, mentioning about Gravity Falls, that's another one which I want to watch.
Oh, Gravity Falls is
I haven't got around to it yet.
You definitely watch that one. And I just watched like the beginning of their like I'm not sure, the 3-part finale. And it was like, whoa.
Well, Jambareeqi, anything to add?
I've not seen Gravity Falls or Steven Universe, but I am planning to get the DVDs next year, and I'm going to be reviewing a couple of episodes now and again. So it's on my list of stuff to see, absolutely. So I will get around to seeing it. I'm very interested in both. They sound like the same appeal and aesthetics as Adventure Time, and I'm a big Adventure Time fan, so I'd like to see these. I like to see what Adventure Time has inspired. So yeah, I'd like to see them.
Yeah, I had to watch more Adventure Time actually. I got the first season on DVD and I watched all of that in one sitting. That probably wasn't healthy to do.
It's always healthy to watch Adventure Time. What are you talking about?
So, the next question is to me, asking, Jambareeqi, do you have any advice for stop-motion animation? Patience! You need a lot of patience, but at the same time, don't be afraid to do retakes. Don't just animate something and think, oh, that's fine, that'll do, that's the best I can do. Be a perfectionist no matter what. Always keep trying to build on what you've done and have a look at the shot and think, how can I restart that and do it better? As horrible as that is, but the potential is there. And like some of my favorite shots from my stop motion shorts were achieved because I did that method. I restarted and did it better. So yeah, I'll definitely say have the patience, have the creativity, and don't be afraid to do retakes. And the next question is, worst use of green screen you've seen in any movie or video production? I'm going to say White House Down. As fun as that movie was to me, the green screen was hilariously terrible. or Spy Kids 3.
Yeah.
That was pretty terrible.
Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl as well.
Yeah. I would say, yeah, Spy Kids and Shark Boy were probably the worst green screen I've ever seen. In any of those like green screen assets that mostly like a lot of like low budget animated movies use, I would say Where the Dead Go to Die uses that a lot, especially with its blood effects. Like they just overlay it on top of people's face to make them bleed.
Yeah.
And that was awful. So cheap and lazy.
I would say the Shia LaBeouf video. You know, just do it, because he didn't even do anything with it.
Yeah, he just sat for a green screen.
He waited for everybody else to do his work for him, and that was lazy.
Well, it's lazy, but also brilliant because everyone did do stuff with it.
Exactly. No, I know. It is. Like Spy Kids 3D is a definite like really bad one. I even like remember that being a kid. Because it was like, it just looked like a 2D background with 3D people on top of it.
Yeah.
And it's like, even if they added a bit of glow around the edges of the characters on the green screen, it would make it look like they were in a video game more.
Yeah.
Did nobody learn anything from Tron? Apparently not. Because that would have made Spy Kids 3D look so much better. I mean, come on, like, you're in a video game, might as well go all out, sort of thing. Not be lazy, but it was a low-budget cash-in to try and capitalize on the waning popularity of Spy Kids.
Yeah.
So the next question is, do you think Fox should bring back King of the Hill and get rid of Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Okay, I'm being very vocal because King of the Hill is my favorite cartoon series. Okay, I have nothing against Brooklyn Nine-Nine, whatever. I've seen bits of it. I kind of laughed at what I saw, so I don't really have much of... I have nothing against it. It can stay, it can go, whatever. King of the Hill should come back. I mean, I did kind of like the closure it had for its last episode, what was technically its last episode, but there's still things there that needs to be covered and things need to be found out. I feel like it needs to wrap itself up a little bit more. For me, I think either bring it back or do a movie. I would love a King of the Hill movie. That'd be brilliant. I'd pay to see that.
I haven't seen it, so...
Yeah, I have those strong feelings for King of the Hill. I watched it, it was just not my cup of tea, so I can't really say anything on whether Fox should bring it back or not. Maybe they can kick Family Guy off the air and place that in the time slot. But they'll never do that.
Nah, generates too much money.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next question is, do you think Teen Titans Go, Uncle Grandpa, and Gumball will ever get cancelled over the next 5 years? I'm not too sure because I don't really watch those shows. So.
Probably because the product life cycles. Yeah. I mean, if you think about like the original Teen Titans, and if you think back to all these other superhero TV shows and everything like that, they only last a couple seasons and then they get rebooted. So that's bound to happen during the next 3 years, like not even 3 years, maybe the next year for Teen Titans Go, and there'll be like another sort of like Junior Justice League thing. So Teen Titans Go, probably. Haven't seen Uncle Grandpa or Gumball, but again, product life cycles, they'll probably get replaced or rebooted sometime within the next 5 years. That's just how attention spans are for consumers nowadays. So yeah, bound to happen.
Yeah, this product life cycle thing that that Blue talked about. Yeah, that's totally true. I don't necessarily want to talk about like whether like audience attention will wane after a while. I believe for like Teen Titans Go, because that's incredibly like flash oriented sort of art, like Johnny Test was. That Johnny Test lasted for years.
Yeah.
Way beyond anybody really cared for it. So I would say Teen Titans Go may last the longest out of the 3 shows. because the Amazing World of Gumball has the most difficult animation styling of it, because it uses like several different animations in it, with like the main character Gumball being like a flat image, and then having some CG models, having some stop motion models, and all that sort of stuff. So Gumball is at the most dangerous of being dropped first, because that would be expensive as hell, unless they have the most money. And Uncle Grandpa is just a question mark, because even though I love the YouTube pilots that were on, because I thought it was gonna be like a Mary Poppins sort of thing. Now it's just annoying, like, oh, I'm Uncle Grandpa. That's it. It's just a bunch of random wackiness, and we get a bunch of random wackiness shows recently.
Yeah.
It's just sad that way.
So the next question is, have you ever seen the South Park Black Friday trilogy? I have. To be honest, I thought it only got good on the last part of the trilogy because it just went insane. It just went all out. When the customers finally were able to go into the shopping center, that's when things went crazy. And the fight between the head of Sony and the head of Microsoft was really fun. I think it was those two people, something like that, two heads of corporations that literally fought each other. They were reflecting the fight between Xbox One and PS4, and it was just crazy. It's just like, I love that one. That's definitely one of my favorite episodes. The first two, it kind of took its time, and a lot of the Game of Thrones references I didn't get because I don't watch it. But when it got to the finale of that trilogy, I was like, yes, this is awesome.
I'm working Black Friday this year. In a game shop.
No, don't be trampled.
I'm probably going to be behind the till, but yeah, you know the whole PlayStation 4, Xbox One fight thing? Could happen.
Yeah. It could.
Say a prayer for my immortal soul.
We shall.
At least I get paid.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't seen the South Park Black Friday trilogy. I'm assuming it's going to be very funny because, let's face it, the amount of bonkers stuff that happens on Black Friday.
Yeah.
You know, they've got so much material to work with, so I bet it's really funny. And, you know, it's South Park.
Oh, yeah.
Their brand of humor on something like that, I can only see it working.
Yeah. I've never seen it either, unfortunately. I haven't watched much South Park recently. I would really love to get back into it. But as from what I've seen, South Park has been like still up there as always. Well, yeah. Hopefully I can check it out soon.
Sweet. So the next question is, do you think television is getting old with the whole idiot dad cliches, yes or no? I think Fox is to blame, pretty much, because
Fox and Seth MacFarlane.
The problem with Fox is that they really want another Simpsons. They've always just wanted another Simpsons. When Trey and Matt pitched South Park to Fox, they were saying, we're not interested, it's not got a family. And so they're like, okay, we'll put another family in there. And they lost what made South Park because of that. So they went to try and pitch it somewhere else. Really, it's Fox's fault at the end of the day. If they were more open to doing something new and taking risks and stop obsessing with making the next Simpsons, then the idiot dad cliche will fade away. But Fox is making a lot of money, so...
Yeah, we'll still get the idiot dad.
Yeah, which is... It's actually, in some ways, perpetuating almost a kind of sexism of... It's the idiot dad and the wife keeps him in check.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, right.
Just all fathers are idiots.
Let's see how many things are wrong with this one, shall we? But they're just trying to perpetuate something stupid. And they're treating the audience like they're stupid as well through doing it. I mean, to be fair, at least in the UK, we don't particularly have like any idiot dad stuff.
Yeah.
We just have general idiot family. So,
yeah.
But like idiot dad is definitely more of like an American thing, which is perpetuated a lot through shows like The Simpsons, Family Guy, bit American Dad as well. Those sort of shows do try to perpetuate it because they're kind of based on the same sort of formula. Shows like South Park and Futurama, which were very different, you know, they don't have quite as much attention attached to them in the mainstream market, and partly also because The Simpsons is so like aimed at kids, whereas Family Guy's or American Dad or anything's aimed a bit older.
Yeah.
So the kids are getting influenced by it, so they're going to keep watching it.
Yeah.
And that's where the money's at.
So it's just all about the money.
So the next question.
So we probably will still be seeing like the stupid dad cliche for quite a while until Family Guy finally ends.
Well, until The Simpsons ends, really.
Which will never be never.
Never say never.
Okay, so the next question is, what are your thoughts on Equestria Girls movie franchise? I've not seen it. I've only seen a couple of My Little Pony episodes, so I've not really got that far yet. I will probably talk about it one day because I know it's popular, so I might address it one day. We'll have to see. We don't know, so
Yeah. I have not seen much My Little Pony. I've seen a lot of reviews of My Little Pony and in the movies as well. And I do plan on like reviewing some My Little Pony content, so the movies may be on my schedule, maybe. But from what I've seen, it's much better than the old girly shows that I've seen back in the day. Like there was some crap back then, Bratz, Trolls, like just all about girls getting makeup and talking about boys.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Because back then girls shows were just more marketing campaigns.
Yeah.
At least with boys shows, when they were marketing campaigns, they actually had some action to actually distract the boys. And the girls ones, it's makeup.
Yeah, again, perpetuating sexism.
Yeah.
The only experience of anything My Little Pony I have is before Friendship and Magic came out. So stuff that was like 10 or more years ago. And I think there was movies back then as well. I seem to remember. I know there was definitely a TV show back then. I think there was 1 or 2 movies from it. So that is what I know of, like the whole Equestria Girls, My Little Pony thing. Anything Friendship and Magic and beyond, not a clue. Whether they're any good, I don't know. I don't particularly care. Like, it's not the sort of thing that really piques my interest. I mean, if you enjoy it, go for it. But I don't really care either way.
So the next question is, do you think Aaron Seltzer and Jason Friedberg should stop making unfunny movie spoofs? I don't think anyone should be stopped doing anything when it comes to filmmaking unless it goes too far behind the scenes. That's what really matters. But at the same time, I think that they are still contributing in a way because they are giving reviewers material. So, like, at the end of the day, they're leaving a little something there. I mean, like, I want to talk about Disaster Movie at some point. I really want to review that at some point. It's got material, so like, but I can see why people get mad at them. I mean, apparently they're aware of what they're doing and aware of the audience they're exploiting. Apparently, they don't take my word for it, but apparently in the audio commentary for one of their DVDs, is like they said something like, "Oh, our audience is so dumb, they fall for this every time," or something like that. Unlikely they said that in the commentary, but
because that would be like suicide for their careers.
Yeah,
that'd be like,
well, their careers
they're fucking idiots.
Either like they said it in satire and it's been taken out of context and quoted like that.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised if they said that at the same time. So I don't think they should be stopped. I don't think anyone should be stop making films just because we don't like those films. There's an audience for them still, obviously, because they're still making those films. So I'm not going to take anyone's fun away because of that. I don't believe in banning films. I don't believe in censoring filmmakers. So if they want to keep making these films, fine. But I'm not going to watch them unless I'm going to review them.
Yeah.
Always follow your dreams, kids, unless it's immoral or illegal. In which case, probably rethink your life choices.
So, wait, one sec. I need to
And thoughts on another director, Eli Roth, director of Hostel, Cabin Fever, and The Green Inferno. I don't watch horror movies, so I don't really have any thoughts on him because of the whole horror genre overall. Like, I don't. It's just not my cup of tea, even though I have some horror movies in my whole spooky corner thing.
I haven't really seen them, so.
Okay, so for me, when it comes to Eli Roth, I didn't really remember Cabin Fever that much. It was just people melting. That's a lot of. But the Hostel films, I really don't get them. It's the same thing again and again. The thing was, when I watched Hostel 2, I thought that was just Hostel 1, but the gender switched.
Yeah.
So I don't get it. But in terms of Eli Roth, I respect him as an actor because he was pretty damn good in Inglourious Bastards. I really enjoyed him in that film. So I think he should do more acting than filmmaking. I encourage it. I don't think he should stop filmmaking. If he wants to do it, go for it. But my suggestion, if he's ever watching this, which is unlikely, I think you should stick to acting, dude.
Can't tell him what to do, but you can give him advice.
Yeah. Just listen to us, 320-somethings on the internet.
With
We
no
know where we're at.
experience.
Okay, so any other thoughts on Eli Roth?
No.
He has a cool name.
He does, actually, yeah. So the next question is, have you seen Serial Experiments Lane? It's one of the greatest pieces of animation I've ever seen. I've not seen it, no.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, me either.
I've
but
heard
I'm
of it.
Slightly intrigued now.
Yeah.
I have heard of it. I heard that it's really weird and full of mindfuckery. So I'm kind of interested, but I have a very, very big watch list when it comes to anime, so it'll be a while to see that.
I definitely have to check part of it out for my next review, Where the Dead Go to Die. I want to find movies that are actually more weird and fucked up in a good way, not in a boring ass way.
Okay, so
the next one. What do you think of Disney Junior's making a produced spin-off of The Lion King aimed at towards preschoolers? That would be The Lion Guard, I believe it's called.
yes.
And I'm actually kind of looking forward to it.
That's me banging my head off the desk.
I'm still looking forward to it. It sounds a little bit weird to bring back The Lion King after all these years.
But then again, Disney's been doing those live actions, which we were talking about earlier as well. So
yeah, it's just to bring up people getting interested in The Lion King again. And some of the Disney Junior stuff has been actually pretty good. I do like the what was it, Jake and the Pirates of Neverland, something like that. I think that's a pretty good sort of show. Even though it's for little kids and it's doing that whole Dora stuff, like, hey guys, do you see the yellow bucket anywhere?
And they just stand and stare at you, waiting for you to answer until you finally do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just that sort of creepiness. Like, does any kid really think that you can actually hear them?
Me.
Yeah. I believe Dora. That's what I tell her to. Dora, jump off the bridge, Dora. Strangle boots, Dora.
Arriba. Vamos, Dora.
Lion Guard for me. Okay, here's my thoughts on Lion Guard. I'm fine with it. As someone that likes the Lion King films, really, I even find Lion King 2 a bit of a guilty pleasure. I really do like Lion King 3 and Lion King 1. I like the idea of bringing the franchise back in some way while expanding it. So I'm cool with it. I like the idea of new Lion King material. So I'm fine with it. Whatever. I'm not immediately going to think like it's ruining the original. No, the original is still there. And second of all, have you seen Lion King 3? It literally farts all over the original, and it's hilarious. Yes. So it's been done. You can't really go any further.
Oh yeah, for those people who live in North America with me, it's Lion King 1.5.
Yes.
Not Lion King 3.
Yeah, the only reason why I was banging my head off the table is because is it their second or third attempt at a Lion King TV show now?
Yeah, they did Timon and Pumbaa, and I'm trying to think if they ever did another one. But I know they did Timon and Pumbaa because I watched that show.
Yeah, I watched that loads as a kid as well. So like they've already done that aspect of it. So what else have they got to do? Like I'm interested in seeing what it's going to be. but at the same time, it's kind of, if they just start retelling the movies in a TV show,
That'd be lame.
yeah. Dragon Ball Super. Sorry, I've just got this cough today. I don't know what it is.
So the next question is, what are your thoughts on Ted 2, A Million Dies to the West? I've not seen either. I've heard that they're both terrible, so I'm not that interested.
Honestly, the trailer for A Million Ways to Die in the West actually looks pretty funny.
Yeah, I thought that would actually look pretty funny. I mostly was interested because Neil Patrick Harris was in it, not that Seth MacFarlane was in it. He was kind of the one that was like, ugh, no. I don't know what it is with me and Seth MacFarlane. I don't know what's me with Seth MacFarlane. When I just see him, he just looks like the grown-up version of the Ken doll.
He does a bit.
It's like, fuck you. You look too perfect. You're sneaky. You're doing something.
Yeah, no real opinion except I'd wait until I see them to make my opinion.
So the next question is, do you think Kung Fu Panda 3 will save DreamWorks? They're on the verge of going bankrupt if more of their films bomb at the box office. I hope it saves them because I really like DreamWorks films, so I hope it goes well. I think it has the potential to, because the Kung Fu Panda films so far have been pretty damn awesome. So yeah.
And they had a successful TV show as well.
Yeah.
Yes, which had a really cool theme song.
Kung Fu Panda.
So I reckon they could do something really good with that, much more than they did with Shrek 4 or 5.
With Shrek 5? It's 3.
It's 4, I think, yeah.
Yeah, there's no 5. Oh, thank God there's no 5.
Didn't they announce a 5th Shrek movie?
I think they did, actually, yeah. I think they did.
So, you know, like...
No.
It could. I think it will go pretty well for them. But I think if like, they leave it at a trilogy, that'll probably just wrap things up nicely.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that, personally, I think DreamWorks maybe should rethink their plans for everything that they've been trying to do, and like come up with something new. And hopefully, Kung Fu Panda 3 will be able to generate the turnover and the profit that they need to be able to do it again.
Yeah.
Because they've brought out some amazing films in the past, and I really want them to be able to do that again. So hope Kung Fu Panda 3 is a success, so they can do that.
Yeah.
And not just release more sequels. Because
sequels
are nice, but I kind of also want to see brand new original storylines.
Yeah.
So the next question is, any of you three heard of Bayonetta? It's an action video game that had an animated adaptation called Bayonetta Bloody Fate. I have not played any of them, and I have not seen the animated movie, but I've seen reviews of the Bayonetta games. That's it.
The Bayonetta games are, like, I still haven't, like, played them properly yet. I played a bit of the Bayonetta 2 demo. My god, it's sick! So good! It's like the perfect way of doing the badass female protagonist.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, she goes around in skimpy clothes. She also will blow your head off.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
she
like
wears it
Tifa
because she
done
wants to wear it. So yeah.
It's Tifa done well, basically.
Yeah.
But so much cooler. And a three-dimensional character. Not just in actual figure, but in character herself. Like, Bayonetta is good. Apparently, Bloody Fate is supposed to be like a pretty good adaptation as well, like its own sort of thing, which I haven't seen, but I really want to because I'm really interested in the Bayonetta series and getting more into it.
Yeah, now I'm interested to see it because I'm actually reviewing a few like video game movies for I'm reviewing the Dead Space movies and the Resident Evil like movies this month. The anime ones, I mean, not any of the live action ones.
Yeah.
So doing Bloody Fate 2, like watching it sometime would be pretty cool to do as well. But I haven't played the games at all as well. I have no time to play games. I want to.
Jambareeqi, don't worry, you can pick the movie up in HMV for a couple of quid.
Yeah.
Yay.
Especially if you have staff discount.
Yay.
So the next
Where's
one
Kids
is...
Network, Cartoon Network, Disney Channel, or Nickelodeon?
CITV.
Okay,
I don't-
so I've not really seen much Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon. I've not seen any of those channels for years because, like I said, satellite TV was taken out of my family home, and I don't have TV outside of my family home, so I've not really seen it. So yeah, I don't really think of a worst. CIT, I don't know about CITV. CITV, and
I don't know what that is.
it's a
British
British.
equivalent, basically.
Of course it is.
It did bring us Pokemon, but
It did bring us a lot of good stuff. It's just like nowadays, the stuff that they're bringing over, they're not able to. They don't seem to be able to be licensing the same quality level of stuff that they used to be able to. So, like, I think it's kind of gone downhill a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen any of them ever because, unlike Jambareeqi here, I didn't have satellite TV as a kid. So by the time we did end up getting Freeview, which was like our sort of like next equivalent, or then even Sky after that, I was much older. So I wasn't bothered. I'll have to say Nickelodeon's the best simply because it gives Avatar: The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra. And most of the Disney movies like I've seen are like not Disney like TV shows, which my younger sister used to watch. I hated them. Absolutely hated them. So I'm gonna say that one's the worst.
For me, like I've actually seen three of them, and I don't really care to like basically say like this one's the worst, this one's the best, because I think like all companies have their like ups and downs.
yeah.
I would say business-wise, I would say Cartoon Network is the stupidest out of the bunch, especially with that whole Ben 10 debacle, with them like first releasing the first series, then basically we're changing all the character designs and all that for Ben 10 Alien Force, and then changing it again for Ben 10 Ultimate Alien, then changing it again for Ben 10 Omnitrix or Omniverse or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
Cartoon Network just has a tendency to basically change everything up. First starting off with all live action content on Cartoon Network, and finally realizing, oh shit, we have to actually have cartoon content. They're just not a company that very thinks ahead when it comes to their business strategies. Mostly just do it to basically see what happens.
Yeah.
So the next question is, were you happy when TLC finally cancelled 19 Kids and Counting and Here Comes Honey Boo Boo? Don't really care about those shows, not really fussed if they come or go, so yeah.
Didn't really care either. I do know part of the reason why 19 Kids and Counting was cancelled. I mean, there was one of the kids doing some sort of crime, something like that, I believe. And I never even watched Honey Boo Boo, except for some parody videos.
I've seen Honey Boo Boo.
You go sit in the corner now. Don't be so sad.
Traumatic experience.
Yeah.
It was terrifying.
Yeah.
I barely made it out alive. I'm glad it's gone.
Yeah.
I will. Like, I know it's going back on everything I was saying. Like, people should make what they want to do, but my God, that show. It was so awful. It actually brings tears to my eyes just remembering what I had to deal with.
Yeah, don't feel too bad. I watched Babies in Tiaras once.
I think I've seen that as well. And Bridezillas.
Was horrible shit.
Yeah. So,
Like,
in
what
other
are
words, yes, we're very good that the Learning Channel has gotten rid of those shows.
Yeah, learning from mistakes.
Yeah, exactly.
So the next question is, have you guys heard of Electric Dragon 505, also known as Animat? Yes, and I do watch his videos, and I have sometimes commented on them. He recently had a request to talk about 100 Greatest Cartoons, which was a British television countdown about lots of different animated programs, and I really liked that video because he pointed out a lot of things that even as a kid I thought, wait, hang on. So yeah, like, I do watch
Rise of the what was it, Rise of the Overfiend or Legend of the Overfiend?
Yeah. Legend of the Overfiend was like higher than, I think, Lady and the Tramp or something, or so yeah, I've seen Animat stuff. I still watch it, I still comment, so yeah, I like his stuff.
I know of anime as well, but I haven't really seen his stuff. I mostly just respect him as an animation reviewer, who's obviously more well known than me. I want to be popular. But yeah, I'm happy for his success and all that, even though I don't particularly, I wouldn't say enjoy his videos, because when I do see his videos, I do enjoy them. They're just not my cup of tea.
Yeah. I don't know who it is. Next question.
So next question is Jambareeqi, what do you think of season 5 of My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic? I've only seen a couple of episodes. I caught it on TV recently. I caught a couple of season 5 episodes. I liked one of them, but a couple of them focus more on some little smaller ponies. I don't know what they're called. Fowls, yeah.
Yeah, foals.
Fowls, yeah.
Cutie Mark Crusaders, I know.
Yeah,
them.
that's it. They were kind of annoying, but the ones that weren't about those, I liked those ones. I like the ones that focused on the older ones. The cute Crusaders were kind of annoying, so I was like, eh.
I actually watched the most recent episode with them where they actually finally got their cutie marks.
I think that's the one. I think it was. I can't remember.
It was a musical one.
Oh dear.
I thought the musical numbers were pretty good. Like My Little Pony musical numbers have been pretty good as far as I've seen.
No, they have. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Just the idea of the Cutie Crusaders kind of singing makes me a bit like
I'll just give it a listen, come on.
I'll give it a go. Okay, so next question is, out of all the Disney direct-to-DVD sequels, which one do you think should have not happened? I don't think there's any that I feel like this is an abomination, this is really offensive. Except Lilo and Stitch had that kind of disturbing message at the end, so maybe go with that. Maybe not so much as like not did it, but actually fought before they finished the film. Wait, hang on. I don't think any should have really been taken away. None of them are. No. I don't think it should. Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast ones were pretty awful.
Sorry?
The Beauty and the Beast ones were pretty awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty generic and boring to me.
I loved those movies, but it was basically like, let's just like shove a side story in where it doesn't fit at all into the storyline. Where Beast is still the Beast. Like, Belle was not there that long.
Yeah.
She was not there for years upon end. You do not have a timeline in order to be able to make these films. That was what annoyed me about those. It was kind of like, you know, you could have done like a couple of little specials, like, you know, not like full-blown movies.
Well, apparently, Belle's Magical World was a planned TV show. A couple of the episodes stitched together.
Yeah.
Shows.
Yeah. So like stuff like that is kind of like that's why I don't think they should have happened. Simply because it doesn't fit in with the rest of the established narrative.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't seen many of the Disney sequels, so I can't really like say with confidence which ones I would say should never have existed. So I'll just the only ones that I really saw were the first Stitch one that was basically the pilot episode to this Lilo and Stitch TV series.
Stitch the movie, yeah.
Yeah, which I thought was this is too long.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't really think of one that would say like that had no right to exist.
Okay. So the next question is,
We're gonna stop ending questions like, well, okay.
Favorite Pixar movie? For me, I'm probably gonna say it's a mix. It's either Inside Out or Toy Story 2. It's kind of that.
For me, it's definitely Toy Story 2.
I would say Up for me. I want to see Inside Out again because when I saw Inside Out, it was very interesting. I wasn't like, oh god, Inside Out, yes, Inside Out. That's more like, oh, that's very interesting. Talk about depression and all that in a very like obtuse sort of way.
I want to see that movie still. I haven't yet.
It's definitely worth seeing.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I'm interested like the whole psychology of it all and everything as well. But Toy Story 2 I just have such an an attachment to from being a kid. And even to this day, it's a movie that's held up for me so much. I can just go back and watch it at any time and still enjoy the hell out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah.
What did I just say?
What do we think of the Cleveland show?
I think it's Family Guy, but black.
It gives them the chance to make the black jokes. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. I can remember one joke from the Cleveland show where Cleveland goes up to his redneck neighbor and basically says, I already know the president's black. Oh, yes, that's very great. And I was like, ugh. Did you just make the show to make that joke?
Yeah,
I don't really have much of a strong opinion. I don't hate it. I don't like it. I'm like, meh. It's the Cleveland show. It's there.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I was just mostly disgusted by the idea. It's like, oh god, you're wasting everyone's time with this.
I kind of feel like it's a little bit funny that after it got cancelled, the reference to In Family Guy.
Yeah.
You know, like that little bit tongue-in-cheek is kind of like, okay, that's the best thing that's actually come out of the Cleveland show.
Yeah, saying that it's crapping outside of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are our thoughts. And the next question is, did you guys ever watch the Family Guy Star Wars spoofs? I did, but I don't really remember them. I remember James Woods being in one point. I don't remember anything else.
I did. They didn't stick with me either. It's just very Star Wars parody. Like the strength of Family Guy is that they can make all these sort of different sort of jokes. When it's like focused down to like we can only make Star Wars jokes now, it just becomes very boring to someone who's not into Star Wars like me. And then we have it on TV and all that. It's like, oh god, don't want to watch this anymore.
Any thoughts, Blue?
Haven't seen them.
All right. Okay. Moving on. So, are you okay with people asking about anything other than animation? Yeah, we've been asking all sorts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right now we've just been getting a stream of animation questions.
Yeah, so we're cool with anything, really. This is just to celebrate 3 years of me being on YouTube, so it's not like there's any rules. So the next question is, what do you think of Phineas and Ferb being cancelled? Don't really care. I don't really
Phineas and Herb.
Haven't seen it.
Phineas and
Don't care.
Herb. I don't really give a...
Give a rat's ass.
I don't give a rat's buttocks, no.
I'm
not
stinking
that
bumhole.
It doesn't really... The only thing that appeals to me about that show is the fact that it has Richard O'Brien in it. As a Rocky Horror fan, I like that. That's it. Nothing else really appeals to me. It's like, okay, it's just two boys.
Yeah.
That's all I know. I just know it's two boys and they're doing stuff.
No.
Yeah, I said in my own thoughts on it. It's very sort of like repetitive sort of show, like which is also the strength of it as well. They basically put the abnormal on top of the repetitive to make it something new, because they do subversions and all that. And it was a good show, but when it had its run, I wouldn't want it to last the Simpsons length. Just because I like the show does not mean it should last forever.
Forever and ever.
Yeah.
This is a story that never ends.
Come on, the next show, God. Dan Schneider's shows on Nickelodeon, like Game Shakers.
Never heard of them.
Never
heard of many like the Nickelodeon game shows. I only know like the one game show that took place in Canada, and I can't remember the name of it. But I loved watching that show. It's like, oh my God, kids playing Nintendo 64 and getting money for it. That could be me.
I think that was all of us.
It never was. It never was.
Well, I'll tell you what is our favorite Steven Spielberg film?
This is tough.
I like Transformers Dark of the Moon. I can't even say that with a straight face.
I can't think of one on top of my head. I can't answer that.
I really can't. I need to see more of them. There's lots of Spielberg films I've not seen yet, so I can't really think. It's been a while since I've seen any as well.
I'm just thinking, was Hook a Steven Spielberg film?
Yes, it was, yeah.
Then I will say Hook. That's the one I remember the most.
No, I really can't. I can't pick one.
Do you like the Pirates of the Caribbean movies franchise? That's our answer. Just a dead silence.
Honestly, I enjoy them. Like the first three, the fourth one was a bit weak from the narrative perspective. Like the acting was pretty good in my opinion, but the narrative was just terrible.
Yeah.
So, like, hopefully 5 and 6 will be better. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I've watched the third Pirates of the Caribbean film, or maybe it was the fourth one. I do like the action set pieces in them. The stories I didn't really give a crap about. Most of the Pirates of the Caribbean I got situated to was in Kingdom Hearts 2, and that was probably like one of the worst worlds because it had the looping Pirates of the Caribbean theme songs. They're everywhere. I thought you just got sick of it. Like, fucking hell, add some more music to your soundtrack.
Well, for me, I mean, like, the first two, I see them as fun popcorn movies. They're colourful, they're silly, they're entertaining. Third one, I can't stand. I really could not get through it because most of it is just people going on other people's ships saying, "This is my ship now." That's all I remember. And then there was a meeting between all these different people, and someone from Rolling Stones made a cameo. It's just nothing happened. It's just people taking over people's ships politely, and then that's it. That's all.
Politely.
And then some woman grows into a titan. Yeah. By the way, going back to Steven Spielberg very quickly, my favorite one, Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
He produced it.
He was the executive producer.
Yeah,
so,
I'll say that one's mine now. I was trying to remember.
I would say, as a producer, I would go with that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we interested in Disney's newest version of the Star Wars films? After the trailer dropped, yes, very much so. I can't wait now. Like, honestly, it is a story that could be continued and has such a deep extended universe anyway in the books, and the novels have so much good stuff in it as well. Like when you finally find out all the history behind Boba Fett and everything he goes through after episode 6, you're like, holy crap. Because, spoiler alert, he falls into the Sarlacc 3 times and gets out every time.
Wow.
Like, what? But like they do it well, and at one point during the Clone Wars, Obi-Wan gets high and defeats an army of droids.
He gets high.
He gets high and defeats an army of droids.
Well.
By himself.
I don't know what to say to that.
I know, it's hilarious. Just like mushroom nearby him like explodes after a blaster hits it, and he gets high from the spores. So, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I reckon they could do some really good stuff with it.
I'm one of those people who have not seen any of the Star Wars movies, so I'm not looking forward to it. I don't really care either way. I'm going to find knives in my mailbox, aren't I? People just staring at me outside.
I'm glaring my knives at you right now.
Oh no! Oh God, that's weird. That's just so weird.
It's just concerning because like my screen is over here, but my webcam is over here, so I've got all this time, so I can't see your reaction.
Well, for me, I'm pretty excited about episode 7. I've again, the trailer is hyping me up even more about it. I do love the Star Wars movies. I find the first three to be guilty pleasures, and I find the last three to be classic. So I feel as if either way, it's going to be fun. It's either going to be a hilariously bad Star Wars movie or an awesomely good Star Wars movie. So I've not got a feeling of like, oh, this if it goes bad. It's like if it goes bad, that's fine. We can get more hilarious bad lines and
at least no Jar Jar.
No Jar Jar.
I'm pretty hyped about it. I'm excited. I just don't know if I'm going to find the time because I'm going to be so busy over December.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Right, moving on.
My grandfather passed away today, and I've been rewatching some of your reviews to cheer me up. Thanks for everything, Jam. Sorry, I don't have a question. You don't need to ask a question because that is. I'm so happy that my video has managed to cheer you up, man. That's fantastic. I'm very sorry for your loss, and I'm glad that I managed to cheer you up in some way. So that's awesome.
Yeah, our thoughts are with you, man.
Yeah, definitely. So, next question. What are your thoughts on Frozen coming out with a sequel?
Just fucking let it go, will you?
Let it go. Let it go.
No, you do not.
I wasn't about to finish the joke. Let it go, you fucking pigs. I'm so sick of it now. Like, I tried to make a review on it. Like, these guys know all about it. I spent a whole month working on it, and after all of it, I was like, oh, I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Well, now my co-partner Nero is doing his review of it, and basically all my thoughts are in that. So, if there's going to be a sequel, I just want it to be as good as possible, because I just felt the first one was very mediocre.
I'm pretty much in the same wavelength as Taylor. I do think again, I don't have a problem with sequels. I feel like maybe, just maybe, all the problems that were in the first movie could be fixed or done better, or it could take in different directions, I think. I mean, like, if they are going to make a sequel, I think they should explore Elsa's powers. I think that's the main thing I would want out of it, to be honest. And just make it more interesting.
Just make it more interesting. That's the key of everything.
Yeah. Like, the powers are just never explained. So, oh, it happened. Oh, by the way, she can't control them. Oh, by the way, now she can. Don't worry.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about it. Like, you don't have to understand it or anything. It just happened. Just go along.
It's magic.
Yeah. It's literally like, it's magic. Here's some fairy dust.
Kind of magic.
But her parents have no powers at all, so why does she have powers?
Ah, well, here, Frozen 2, maybe Anna does have powers, and maybe hers are fire.
Now that I would
goes into a drought instead, and then Elsa's got to hunt down Anna, who is like hiding in a volcano. Oh,
God
wait.
Damn it, Anna, you idiot.
This does sound a bit familiar right now, but I can't think what of.
Yeah.
Eventually. Yeah, like they could do some good stuff.
Yeah.
At the same time, it could be awful.
Yeah.
But that's just like with anything. So.
Yeah, so we're obviously saying we're hoping that it could be better.
Yeah, we're hoping it'll be better.
But our initial thoughts were just not very good.
So, the next question is, have you seen Box Trolls? I have, and I have a vlog review of it on my channel that'll go into more detail. I was kind of like, I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't say it's one of his best films. I just think, yeah, that was charming, that was alright, it was funny, it was okay, just okay.
Yeah, it was just okay to me too. I did actually make a little spotlight on it, and I did like it, but there's just some things that were just kind of stupid about it. Like the Box Trolls having the minion sort of quality. That was just kind of like,
I think my biggest problem was that half of it really wasn't about the Box Trolls. It was mainly about the villain.
Yeah.
If it was called whatever the villain's name was, if that was the name of it, I probably would have been drawn more into it.
Yeah.
Because it's called the Box Trolls, and it clearly wants to be about the Box Trolls, but it's not about the Box Trolls. It's kind of confusing.
Yeah, it's weird. It's sad. Whatever.
Do you have any thoughts on Box Trolls Blue?
I think he's gone.
I think Blue's dead.
Oh, there we go.
Is he
Ooh.
back? What?
I'm not sure. I think he disappeared. Oopsies. Something happened on his end.
Oh dear. Well, we'll keep answering questions until he comes back.
Yep.
So next
What do
question.
you think of people who claim to want free speech but then make it their life's mission to get rid of people's products and things they don't like? I think they're hypocrites in a way.
Pretty much,
Yeah. Because you have to. If you want free speech, you got to live with ideas that you don't like as well. You're more than free to disagree with them. You're more than free to fight them in a battle of wits and thought. But as soon as you try to get rid of this immediately, you're a hypocrite. You don't want free speech. You just want the world to be set in your way.
Yeah, it does say, it says more about that person than society. It's basically them thinking, oh, the world revolves around me. They're that egocentric that they think like, oh, well, every law should be dictated by my own beliefs. It's like, no.
Yeah.
Oh, is he back? Is Blue back?
I don't know. I don't see him.
All right. I thought that was Blue when you went.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah. Yeah.
Next question is, have you guys seen Doctor Who and do you like it? I have, but I'm not a massive Doctor Who fan. The episodes I've seen have been imaginative, they have been creative, but some of the doctors are kind of annoying to me. So I like a lot of the older doctors that I grew up with as a kid. I liked those; they were fun. But a lot of the new ones, they're just they've got verbal diarrhea and they're kind of annoying, and that's what puts me off a lot of the new ones. But a lot of the new ones are still very creative. Sometimes I catch one on TV and think like, oh, that's kind of a clever idea for a show. So yeah.
Yeah, I have not seen any Doctor Who, so I have no strong opinions on it at all. I just know that's a big thing.
Yeah, I know it's big.
Yeah.
I'm not either way about it, to be honest. I'm not a massive fan, but I don't hate it either. So it's like, it's there. Yeah. So next question is, what are your thoughts on Pixar coming out with a 4th sequel of Toy Story? Again, this goes back to our other conversation about sequels in general. I feel as if, Toy Story 3 wrapped things up nicely, but that doesn't mean that we should immediately get angry at Toy Story 4, because you know what? It might take things in interesting directions. It might bring another Pixar classic. You never know. I don't think we should immediately think like, this is terrible, this is going to ruin the entire trilogy. No, it could actually make it a nice series. It could actually it could add more to the series. It could further it. It could develop things. Anything could be possible. I mean, some people probably thought the same thing when they heard Toy Story 2 or 3 came out.
Yeah.
So the potential is there. I'm not fussed. If they can make Toy Story 4, fine. Go ahead. It's Pixar. I trust them. So story to them is so important. They are really passionate about stories. So I feel as if Toy Story 4 could be a good movie. I'm not going to immediately say, no. Since Blue is going, just making sounds.
No, I have nothing to really add to that. That's 100% correct. I think we don't want to immediately just assume that Toy Story 4 will be automatically crap just because the story ended with what we say is the perfect ending. Because perfection is subjective from person to person.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, next question is, what do you think of the Fairly Odd Parents live-action movie trilogy? I've not seen them. I'm not going to say anything because one of the stars is I've worked with him before, so I'm kind of going.
Oh well, I've seen part of one of them, and from what I saw, I just don't think the Fairly Odd Parents style translates well to live action. Because take Mr. Crocker, for example, his whole character design, ear on the side of the head and all that sort of stuff. When that translates to live action, it just looks off completely. It doesn't look like... It's not something that can translate to an actual human. Because he's more like a little monster in the actual animated show. So that's just what I think. It just didn't translate well. if anything else, I can't really go into detail on it because I didn't see the full movie. I'm just commenting on from the actual art style.
I've not seen either of them, so I'm not too fussed, but I've heard bad things about them. I don't really have an opinion on them. If I did, I probably would be careful because I'm kind of like associated with one of the stars. So I'm kind of like, I don't want to make things awkward between us.
Okay, just say who you're associated with so they can see this and just basically glare at you.
Well,
I thought we were friends.
Darren Norris, who was in War Days, played the dad. Who also plays the dad in Fellow Parents. So
that's fucking sweet.
So I'm a bit hesitant
Norris.
about making any commentary. Like, I think I'm like that every time when it comes to a lot of projects because I've worked with or interviewed a lot of the people from the industry. So I'm kind of like,
Darren Norris just gonna see this and he's gonna be like, no.
Especially if you want to work with them again or interview them in another thing, it's like I feel as if like, what if they've seen that video and they'd be like, I saw it.
Okay.
We are not cool, man. We are not cool.
Okay, just got a message from Blue. The power cut at his house. Yeah, I actually noticed that when his feed cut down, like the lights turned on really bright and then it cut. So, too bad he won't be able to like. Let's answer some more questions. Pixar's Inside Out and Minions. For me, in the future, for me, I think that would be an interesting, like, analytical time. Minions, no.
Well,
No.
I've already reviewed both, so you can see them both on my channel. You'll see what I think of those on my channel. So I already have. So my question is, I already have.
Yay! Do you think Frank Sinatra, Justin Bieber?
Wait, what's that question? Sorry.
I haven't really listened much to Frank Sinatra music at all, actually.
I need to scroll up. I'm lost. Oh, here we go. I found where we are in the chat now. Do you think Frank Sinatra music is better than Justin Bieber? Well, I really like Frank Sinatra, and I can't really tolerate Justin Bieber, so yes, Frank Sinatra is better than Justin Bieber. So there you go. Anything to add to that, WHYBOY? So the next question is, have you heard of the Mr. Bean cartoon? It's terrible. I've seen it. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's definitely going to miss something that Rowan Atkinson achieved in live action, but from what I've seen, it's cute, it's okay, it's watchable. I've seen a lot worse stuff, so I don't mind it. If it's on, sometimes I'm like, huh, there it is. Cool.
Yeah, I saw it a few times too, and there is something that Rowan Atkinson brings to it, to the actual character of Mr. Animation, but it's still a harmless show overall. And it's very short, I believe. I believe there are only like small segments. No, he hasn't. So, yeah, harmless show overall.
Yeah. Next question is, aside from idiot father cliches, which is another bad TV cliche for you guys? Oh, where do we start?
Another bad TV cliche. The girl character just being like, I am such a girl, I'm gonna beat all these boys to just show the girls are the best. That feels just so why is there only grown-up guys?
Wait.
The movie, The Book of Life, and one of the main characters, Maria, is just that. Like, she goes away to school to learn freaking kung fu. The one-up guys. Pisses me off.
I think for me, it's pretty much when shows just go for that generic bunch of kid characters. Like, there's the one that likes to eat a lot, there's the one that's really smart who can make inventions, and there's the cool brave leader. There's just so many of those kinds of shows. They always just put that group together, and it's like, oh really? again. I'm getting sick of child prodigy characters. There's so many of them that they're not special anymore. You've done them. So every time they do it, it's like, okay, I get what you're trying to do, right? That character in general is just so old now. It's been done to death.
Yeah. Yeah. So girl characters and all the other like generic characters, we hate those. But then, we've seen them done well. Like I think like Recess has the best example of that whole like little group of characters with the smart one, brave leader, and all that. Done well because they can interact with one another. Interaction is the key to those things being actually good. If you just had the fat kid eating a hamburger, it's like that's not a character.
So next question is, have you seen a French animated film called Ernest and Celestine? I have heard of it, and I do want to see it. It is on my schedule somewhere, so I will get to it.
I have seen it, and I have did a written spotlight of it, and you can check that out on like my site and all that. But basically, overall, the art style is amazing. Very, very fine art to it. And it's very like heartwarming sort of thing where a bear and a mouse are just living together in a little cabin out in the middle of the woods. It's just like a sort of movie. Do you think Buffy the Vampire Slayer is way better than the Twilight Saga? I haven't seen Buffy at all. So I can't really say.
Well, for me, okay, so Buffy, I've seen a couple of episodes. I liked what I saw, but I've not become addicted to it. I've not become a fan. I just saw it and thought, oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. I like when it gets a bit scary and creative. It's nice. Twilight films, I've only seen the first one. The first one is hilarious.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I couldn't stop laughing. It just got sillier and sillier. I mean, the faces the characters pull at each other. I just died. It was comedy gold when it came to the point where it was like, here it is, vampires playing baseball. I can't take this film any seriously. I can't take it seriously. I just died. I thought that's hilarious. So yeah, I don't really. I'm not strong about either film, so either thing. So I'm not really fussed which one's better than the other. I enjoyed both, but in different ways. So
okay. What is your opinion on Sony Pictures Animation?
I do love the first Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. It's one of my favorite films. I can't think of any of their other films. What else have they done now?
They had done Open Season, Surf's Up, The Smurfs, Arthur Christmas, The Pirates, Band of Misfits, Hotel Transylvania, The Smurfs 2, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2, obviously, Hotel Transylvania 2, and the recent Goosebumps.
You know your Sony more than me. I do.
Oh no! I pulled up Wikipedia.
Oh, you impressed me.
Yes, got the power of Wikipedia on my side.
Well, I like the films they did with Aardman, the ones you mentioned there. I like those ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really liked Pirates. I really liked Arthur Christmas. What were the others now? I mean, like Open Season's meh.
Yeah, I reviewed that. It's just really meh. I just hate one of the main characters, Elliot. Nah.
Fucking goat.
Yeah.
I think that should be a new rating. This film is nah.
I would say overall, Sony Pictures Animation has a lot of it has a big variety of movies. Like Open Season, Surf's Up, even Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. These are three totally different set of movies, coming with themes, animation style, and all that sort of stuff. Like Surf's Up is more like a sports documentary sort of movie starring penguins. Open Season is just a bunch of idiots running around the forest. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is a book adaptation. Like Sony Pictures is allowed to do all these other more experimental topics with their movies more often than like Disney and DreamWorks are, because Disney just does a lot of book adaptations. DreamWorks, I'm not even sure what I would say they do most of. They just do a lot of weird ideas, just bring that to the screen. Sony Pictures just does a lot of all sorts of things. It just puts that onto the pot for them, which sort of gives them less of an identity than most other studios, but allows them to like have good successes sometimes and big flops other times.
So yeah, those are our thoughts on Sony Pictures Animation. The next question is: I think the Star Wars prequels are overhated. Sorry,
Overhated.
All right, overhated. I think the Star Wars prequels are overhated. What about you? I really don't feel any hatred towards the Star Wars prequels because they make me laugh so much and they're just so silly and fun. I like things like that. I like unintentionally bad things that get that silly and that hilarious, and they're that.
Yeah.
What's the word? They're that much of a hiccup that is like it's entertaining.
Yeah.
I kind of like them, and so yeah, I've got nothing against the prequels, and they provide a lot of laughs.
Yeah, I have never seen them, so I can't really say if they're overhated or not. I do say there was a huge sort of thing about them for so many years. I was just born in 1993, and there were still people hating on it. You know, when I was a kid, gee. But being overhated or not, it's just very hard to say because some films people do have overreactions to. Like I would say with Frozen and all that. People say even the haters and all that. People who say, "Oh God, Frozen is the best thing ever." That Frozen is the fucking worst thing ever. Elsa can just go die. People just tend to overreact when it comes to audiences.
They can do, yeah. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
As long as the film's not really promoting any kind of harm or anything, then it's whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter if it's overhated, overloved, or anything like that.
There's a lot of people that really passionately loathe George Lucas, and it's like, he's actually made some good stuff as well outside Star Wars, so whatever.
Yeah.
There are a lot of questions now. So, what's your opinion on the Ice Age movie franchise? I've only seen the first two. I really like the first one. I haven't seen the second in ages, but I remember hating the little rodent characters passionately. I hated them so much.
Yeah, I really liked the first one. I thought that was like a classic sort of movie. The second one just added the girlfriend character thing, which was totally boring. The third one added the baby thing. And I'd never seen the fourth one, which was the pirate ship one. I was like, oh, God. Why? I see it's a series that I think should have just stayed at one movie, but I can understand why DreamWorks went to the other ones because they do like give a good like money feedback for them so they can put into other projects. For some reason, people still like the movies.
Yeah, so our thoughts on the Ice Age films.
Not even going to add to that, James, at all?
I don't really... I mean, I've done a quickie on the first Ice Age movie. That's what I thought of it. That's why I'll leave it. Second one I've not seen for years, so I don't really have an opinion on it. There we go. Next question.
Okay.
So, favourite DreamWorks movie, without a doubt, is... Damn it, I thought I knew.
I would say Kung Fu Panda 2. And yeah, Kung Fu Panda 2. I really like those movies, actually. I just watched them more recently to like do spotlights on them. They should turn out to be like really emotional movies. Like when I first started, like I hadn't seen Kung Fu Panda in years. I just thought, Poe is just such a bumbler. And then I reviewed all those like Kung Fu Panda clones. It's like, he totally just a bumbler sort of thing. Now I see it's like, oh my God, there's a heart to this film. And that's why it was like copied so much, because there is an actual heart to this. It actually grabs people and all that. It is like one of the ultimate underdog stories for animation in recent years that I can think of.
Definitely. I really can't decide. I think, again, it's probably for me either Kung Fu Panda 2 or one of the How to Train Your Dragon movies. Those are the ones that I like most.
How to Train Your Dragon would be good too, yeah.
Or Spirit. I really love Spirit. So kind of like a mix of those bunch fighting each other like, I'm number one kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know which one would win. I'm not too sure because I like them all equally, to be honest. They're all on the same pedestal. So, yeah. Next question is, what are your thoughts on animated James's opinion on bronies? We don't really have the time to watch this thing that he's just linked us.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think what Anime James's opinions on bronies was. I think it was something along the lines of like honesty wasn't being sapped out of the. No, not it was honesty being sapped out of the brony community. Like people aren't able to like express their ideas as they did before. As like bronies always permit like, oh, you can be like free to say anything you want and all that. But in James's video, he basically discussed situations where he went up to do like a stand-up at a brony convention, and then he was basically like axed before he even went up there for saying something. I can't even remember. So I guess the question is, do you think honesty is like being seeped out of the brony community? I have no idea how to answer that because I'm not in the brony community.
Same. I'm not.
I have no idea how I could be able to answer that. It's like genuine or not. Animated Genes is more in the brony community than either of us.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, I like the My Little Pony episodes that I've seen, but I'm not a crazy fan or anything. I'm not like really, really into it. I'm kind of like, yeah, I like that. Yeah. So I'm not that into the community. I'm not that deep in there, so I don't really have an opinion.
Yeah, me either. Unfortunately, we can't really like give an answer to that. What is Nickelodeon's chances of SpongeBob finally getting the plug pulled?
Very low chance, considering how much money it makes.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. As long as it's making money, it won't go away. So sadly, the only way that it will be actually unplugged is if one of the actors basically retires or dies. No, I know it's a little bit morbid to say, but it is making that sort of money where they won't stop unless something drastic happens. So yeah, not anytime soon.
Yeah, I'm not expecting it to end, but it doesn't really bother me because, like I said, I don't really watch Nickelodeon anymore because I don't have it, so I don't really mind if it keeps going or stays or whatever. So whatever. Next question is, are you going to keep this on YouTube? Yes, this is going to stay on YouTube. What do you prefer, Wreck-It Ralph, Big Hero 6, or Frozen? I think Frozen's definitely off the table for both of us, as we're both not fans of it. So the question really is Big Hero 6 or Wreck-It Ralph? This is tough.
I know Frozen isn't winning that. I would say, yeah. I think it's more easy for me because when I first watched Wreck-It Ralph, I did not like it that much because I thought it was basically Shrek again, but with video game. So Big Hero 6 wins out of the three. I just with the brother sort of love there was actually a lot to it. A lot of emotional depth to it that I didn't find in Frozen or Wreck-It Ralph.
I would say that I enjoyed Big Hero 6 more, even though, because, well, when I did my review of it, I wasn't too sure why I didn't think it was groundbreaking. A lot of people are saying it's the most amazing thing ever. It's like, yeah, it's really good, but I wouldn't say it's something revolutionary. And I think the thing that holds me back from thinking it's anything better is that at the end of the day, it's not very original, but it's very good for what it's trying to do. Yeah. Everything that it pulls off, it does it in a really, really good way, and I definitely enjoy it. It's funny, it's heartfelt, it's exciting. Everything it's trying to do is pulled off in a brilliant way. So yeah. I think because the thing is with Big Hero 6 is that it's like Avatar. It's as harsh as that sounds. There's a lot of things when you're watching, you feel like, oh yeah, that's that film. Like particularly like How to Train Your Dragon. I'm trying to think what else there was there. Avengers, The Iron Giant. It's all there. It's like, but considering that it is retreading the same things, it's doing it in a really good way. So I definitely think it's a really good film. I just don't think it's original or groundbreaking or revolutionary. It's just a very good movie for what it is.
Yeah. Yep. So Big Hero 6 wins.
Next question is, Jambareeqi, have you thought of doing a review on Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame? I have considered it, but I am pretty booked up until 2017 in terms of scheduling all my shows out. So if you want me to do it, submit it as a nomination on Jambareeqi request. That's all I can really say. I'm very, very booked up. Would you ever review it, WHYBOY?
I don't really think so, unless I did like a whole Disney December sort of thing, like the Nostalgia Critic did. It's just not really the sort of movies that I would cover on Cartoon Corner or even WHYBOY Spotlights usually.
Yeah.
Because WHYBOY Spotlights is usually something I just like, oh, this is like really interesting, bad, or good. Let's spotlight it. And Cartoon Corner is just more like super analytical of bad movies or good movies that I really like hold dear. Hunchback of Notre Dame isn't really the ones. I do like the movie, it's just not something that like nostalgic or anything for me. So it doesn't really have any sort of like big emotions for me to like put into a review. Yeah.
Question is, do you think the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards nowadays is completely rigged? I don't know. I don't watch it.
I don't watch it either, so I don't know.
I have no idea. I'm not a kid, so I'm not really fussed about what's winning or not.
Yeah.
So next question. Do you think Mike Judge should do a sequel to Office Space or Idiocracy? Idiocracy.
I haven't seen either of them, so I don't know.
I've seen both of them, and between them, I think that Office Space has the potential to be a TV series, definitely. In terms of sequel, not really, because I feel like the first film wrapped up so much, everything so well. With the other one, Idiocracy, I didn't really have much of an opinion on it, to be honest. I wasn't that fussed about it, so I don't really know. But out of both of my like Office Space more, and I do hope that they consider doing a TV series with the original cast. There's some potential there, some potential to like take it different places. But in terms of sequel, nah, I don't think another feature-length movie now.
Yeah.
Okay, so next question is, what video by yourselves are you most proud of?
For me, that would be a mix of the two. I'm really proud of my most recent review of Legends of Oz: Dorothy's Return. Like that, I feel had the best audio that I've ever done in it, the best editing. And I was just super proud of like, oh yes, it may be long, but this is my review. I've changed up everything, and it's just so great. The second video I'm most proud of is a little music video I did last year, which I'll be posting at the end of the month, based off Scooby-Doo. Like, I made that music video in about 3 days, did all the shooting, looked at all the Scooby-Doo movies, clipped out all the clips that I needed, and put it all together, and I think it came out so beautifully. And I was just so proud of it, because I didn't sleep during that time. And that's just why I'm proud of it. I just put all that hard work into it, and it came out exactly how I wanted it to.
I am kind of... There's quite a lot I'm proud of. I mean, I like the ones where I went all out and tried to be myself more, tried to have more fun, tried to be more creative, like Cars Life Free and Hop and ones like that. But at the same time, there are ones that I'm proud of because of what happened behind the scenes. I mean, like Trumpet of the Swan and Immigrants, I made those when I was quite ill. I made Trumpet of the Swan when I was like bedridden ill. I was actually editing and recording while ill, like proper sickly ill throughout the whole of it. And I was proud I actually got it finished. And Immigrants I made when, like, you know, that post-fever feeling where it's like, you're really groggy. So I managed to do that. So I'm proud of those ones. And the thing with Hop and How to Train Your Dragon 2, they were actually written, shot, and watched back to back because of what little time I had, because I was so busy working on War Days. I shot them on a weekend back to back. And I felt sick by the time I had done both. So I'm very proud I managed to actually have enough energy to get How to Train a Dragon 2 made. I actually was able to be enthusiastic and stuff like that. So I'm quite proud of that one because of the situation behind it. So yeah. That's my pride. Next question is: Did you think the 4Kids dub of One Piece was the worst dub they ever produced? I have not really. I'm not a One Piece fan.
I do like One Piece. I didn't really see the 4Kids dub that much, even when I was watching 4Kids a lot. Just back then, I wasn't really. I wouldn't say I wasn't much into anime because I did watch some anime, but I wasn't into One Piece at the time. I started to get back into it when I started watching more subs and the Funimation dub of it, which I've heard is 100 times better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, what was the question again?
Did you say the 4Kids dub of One Piece is the worst dub they ever?
Yeah, I don't really have much of an opinion on the One Piece series. I've not really watched it, to be honest. So I'm nah. So next question is: Did you ever like CBS's sitcom 2.5 Men? Not really, no. Nah.
I liked a few episodes there. I did watch it, but when Charlie was booted off the show, yeah, because he went crazy for Tiger's blood. It just started to be a lot more contrived. Like the whole reason, like the brother character went to another guy to live in his house. It just seemed more. The show became more contrived and stupid after that. Sad. Oh well.
Yeah, I'm not too fond of that show. I'm not. Actually, I have no opinion on it. I'm kind of like, whatever. It exists. Yeah. Okay, so congrats on 3 years of videos, Jambareeqi. Thank you very much. And next question is: which would you prefer, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends or Powerpuff Girls? I didn't really get that into Foster's. That came out when my satellite was taken away, so I've not really seen it. Powerpuff Girls, I'm a big fan of the show, so I'm going to go with that one. I love that show. It's colorful, it's cute, but at the same time, it's very creative, and I love it. The villains are awesome.
Yeah, I watch both shows a lot, and I would have to definitely say Powerpuff Girls would be my preference. Just like everything Jambareeqi said, it's colorful, the action's great. The Powerpuff Girls are great as well. The problem with Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends is that one of the main characters, Blue, is a jerk character, but he's not a really fun jerk character to be around. He's the sort of jerk character that you just want to just punch and just get out of the show. Like, God damn it, you're just a little blue blob. Why are you such a dick? Oh yeah, Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, I'm going to go Powerpuff Girls as well. So next question is, do you still continue to watch the Mysterious Mr. Enter videos? I do quite frequently. I think he's pretty awesome. I often marathon his videos even. There's just something about his videos where a lot of passion comes out, and he's very strong about his opinions, and I like that. I like people that really know what they think of something and are very expressive and very enthusiastic about it. So yeah, I do continue to watch his videos. Yeah, I mainly watch reviews of shows that I've heard of or I've watched, though, for the most part, unless it's something where he says like, yeah, this thing is like absolutely awful. I'm like, oh, why is it awful? I want to see. So I like to find out. It's like when he brought up the show Alan Gregory a few times, and he's like saying, and this is what happened in one of the episodes. I was like, it did? Why is it so bad? I want So yeah, I do continue to watch it. Do you watch his videos?
I haven't watched many of his videos. The last video I really watched was on the Family Guy episode where Brian gave Stewie AIDS.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that. Oh.
Yeah, there was definitely that episode, and that was not a very fun episode. I do think Mr. Enter isn't, like you say, he knows how to put his personality across. I just don't watch it as much because I didn't start off with him. I started off with the Nostalgia Critic and all that, and I just like to spread out my reviewers. I have one reviewer for all horror, one reviewer for nostalgic movies and all that sort of stuff as well. But when I'm thinking of inspirations for me continuing my craft now, I would think of Mr. Enter, Anime, and all those. I want to be up on their level and all that. I want people to I don't want people to respect my opinion. I want people to understand my opinion, because when people say I want to respect my opinion, that just to me also says, like, I want people to just listen to my opinion alone. And I don't want that. I want people to enjoy my videos and basically have different opinions on it, just to enjoy the comedy of it and just enjoy discussing it. I want to be on the level so I can do that.
Understandable. So yeah, mysterious Mr. Enter. Yeah. He mysteriously enters things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think Golan the Insatiable was canceled way too soon? Insatiable, whatever. Was canceled way too soon. I actually saw the pilot of this. Like, super gory, super awesome animation. I'm not sure what he means by canceled too soon. It was canceled before it was actually made into anything. It just made a pilot. Would have been a good series. I don't really know. To me, like, the gore aspect would have worn pretty thin after a while. I would have just been like totally desensitized to it by the second episode. And I've seen plenty of like those gory sort of shows, like there's Mr. Pickles, like I would say, Drawn Together is one of those shock value sort of shows. So I'm not sure. Golan may have done well, but with gore, it's a very fine line between tasteful and tasteless.
I've not seen it, so I'm not fussed if it got cancelled or stayed. Next question is, what do you guys think is the worst comedy of 2014? I'll be honest, I don't go to the cinema that much, so I've not really caught up with new films in 2014.
I can't see what's the worst one in 2014 either. I haven't seen that many films, honestly. I am very saddened to myself that I am not able to go out to see all the movies I want to. So I can't make that sort of distinction.
Yeah, it costs a lot to see all of them.
It really does. If I was making enough money, I would definitely go out to see all of them.
Definitely, absolutely. Yeah, I'd happily go and see loads. Yeah. Next question is, what are your thoughts on the YouTube video Shrek is Life? It is very, very disturbing.
Yes, it is.
I think that's all I can say about it.
Super sexy.
No. I don't really know what to make of it. It's just disturbing. That's all I can say.
But it's love and life.
Anything else to add to it?
Shrek jizz.
Oh no. Right, moving on. What do you think of the Total Drama series? I've not seen it.
I've seen all of it. From an animation point of view, it's very flash based, very jagged designs and all that. Very simple. I think it can be pretty funny, but at the same time, it can be very, very stupid. It's basically the best things about children's shows and the worst things about children's shows. The fart jokes, the bitchy characters, the horrible characters, and then the good characters, good interactions and all of that. It's basically, you gotta pick your poison with this sort of show. Are you going to enjoy it for its satire on the reality shows out there, or are you just gonna be pissed at it for all the shitty characters? I don't know. I enjoyed it for what it was, and now it's got a new series, The Redonkulous Race.
What?
Yep, it's a new show from the Total Drama series, The Redonkulous Race.
I kind of like the name.
Yeah, I do like the name. I just never seen The Amazing Race, so I don't think I'll get the same sort of charge because I watched Survivor all the time when I was a kid because my parents watched it all the time. But yeah, Total Drama Island, all of them are fine. Just stupid.
So next question is thoughts on Pixels. I've not seen it.
Have not seen it.
So next one, what do you think Christopher Walken? He is awesome.
Yep, awesome.
Even when he's bad, he's awesome.
Yep. He's always been most enjoyable to me. The last time I saw him was in the movie Hairspray, where his wife what was that?
John Travolta in drag.
Yeah, John Travolta, and they danced together. It's like, whoa. That's still funny.
Yeah, Christopher Walken's just awesome. I think that's what we can really say. He's just an awesome actor. He's got a wonderful stage presence. He's very distinct. He's unique. He stands out from all other actors, really. There's something special and entertaining about him. It's got the same qualities as Tim Curry, I think.
Yeah.
Entertaining. I think we should wrap things up soon because it's getting a bit late.
Yeah.
in the UK, it's getting quite late. So
and I need to do stuff as well.
so
let me just go through this and just pick out a very good question.
okay, let's do one more question each.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. How about this one? Since this most likely will be the final question of the stream, I have to ask: did you enjoy it?
Yes.
I enjoyed it too.
Yeah, it's been pretty fun. I mean, like, this is probably the first time I've had 2 guests on a live stream, and that was kind of interesting. Still interesting. Still
one of the
interesting.
guests died midstream.
Still interesting. There's just 2 of us, but like, yeah, it was cool to have more people. I would like to bring a lot of people in, and I love these little banners. They really help. They're gonna help people to like make the distinction between each person that's on screen. So I really like that. So yeah, it's been fun. I'm happy to do it again soon. Yeah, it's been fun, and I'm gonna pick a question.
That will be the last question then.
Okay, so the question is: do you think Nostalgia Critic has gone downhill? Too many sketches with bad green screen, more modern movies instead of nostalgic ones. Okay, so me and WHYBOY talk about Nostalgia Critic quite a lot, as we're fans of his show, and I don't think he's gone downhill. I think he has these ups and downs. I think he does, like a lot of reviewers. I mean, like even myself, I probably got like flaws as well. Everyone's got the flaws. Everyone's got the negatives and minuses to their work. And yeah, I think, to me, I don't mind the sketches if they're funny and they make a point about what he's talking about. So like, it's cool, and like a lot of the time they are funny and they do feel relevant. Some of them can kind of drag on, and some of them are kind of like they're just there for the sake of it. But for the most part, I like the sketches, and the green screen, I don't mind. It adds a charm to the show. So yeah, I mean, like, and the modern movies thing, I'm kind of mixed because it's
I'm two minds about that as well.
Yeah,
like on one hand, he is the nostalgia critic. He like, it is obvious to say he hasn't watched every nostalgic movie ever, so he probably ran out of movies that he was really nostalgic for a long time ago. So now he has like the new movies to go on, because like, he can't just last forever on all the 90s and 80s movies.
Exactly.
He's going to have to go into the 2000s.
Especially if he wants, because that's the thing, if he wants to grow an audience, he might have to go out for the new films as well to kind of like get their attention. So I understand that completely. And the thing is, with a lot of, when he does the reviews of films that are in theaters, I can see the problems, but I can also see what works, because I like the charm of him recreating those films with all these low production values. There's a little charm to that, but at the same time, it has its minus, because he can't take footage from the film, he can't prove certain things. The evidence is a bit weaker because of that. We're just going on what he's saying and what he's recreating, and I feel as if the footage will be more solid.
Yeah, it creates a whole sort of bias sort of review. Like, it's just the movie from his perspective. We are not given the chance to like basically decipher it ourselves. Even though obviously the way we edit our reviews, it's basically always going to be bias in our bias sort of perspective, and you're just seeing it from our perspective. And that's why we both always say, go check out the movies yourselves if you want to give your own opinion on it.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay, so that's all the time we have for. Sorry if I didn't get to answer anyone's questions. I'm happy to answer questions anytime on my Facebook or through YouTube messaging, so don't worry, I'm not going to ignore you. I'll happily answer anything. I'm very active on my Facebook more than anything. That's where I'm mainly at. So if you go to www.facebook.com/Jambareeqi, there's lots and lots of stuff on there all the time. I'm always posting stuff on there. I'm always answering people's questions on there. So go on there, and please go and check out Mr. WHYBOY's channel. I've left a link to his channel in here. He is an awesome animation reviewer.
Thank you.
So I am very tired.
Me too.
I am going to have my supper and go to sleep.
And I shall do more work. Because I still have so much to do.
So, good night to Mr. WHYBOY and good night to everyone. It has been a wonderful 3 years, and I hope for an even more brilliant 3 years more.
But no more than that. Just 6 years and done.
Then I'll move to China and I'll never be able to use YouTube again, and it'll happen. Right. Okay. Cheerio, folks.